And we are live. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and you're watching and/or listening to ABL Live. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. You could be almost anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me live on the show, and I appreciate y'all for that. We got a whole lot going on all over the internets, all over mainstream media, social media, everywhere, and I don't know where to start. First of all, we have the Boston No Whites Party. Rather than Boston Tea Party, we got the Boston No Whites Party. It did happen. She shared pictures and she is apologetic. Speaking about the mayor of Boston, of course, Michelle Wu. We'll talk about that a little bit more, a little bit later. Also, the Southwest Airlines customers of size policy. This is crazy. I mean, we got people of color, customers of size. What's next? People of mental. I don't want to say that. You know, I can't say that. Shout out to Kanye. We'll talk about that a little bit more, a little bit later. Also, the Facebook diversity manager who was not satisfied with making that cushy Facebook salary. Oh, no. What she decided to do was steal $4 million US straight from the company, like she wasn't going to get caught. How you going to steal money from Facebook, the biggest tech giant in the world, using tech and think you won't get caught? You got to be the world's dumbest criminal. We'll talk about that a little bit more, a little bit later. Also, Meghan McCain is threatening to sue The View because she, speaking about Ana Navarro, compared Meghan to Hunter Biden. We'll talk about all those things and more on tonight's episode of ABL Live. And I thank y'all again for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. If you like what you're hearing so far, if you enjoy the content in general, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all of that good stuff. That will help me out tremendously. And we got a lot to get into. We got quite a few videos that I have not shown. We're going to talk about that staffer. Oh yeah, we're going to talk about it now. That staffer video, I'm not going to ever show that on my YouTube. I'm not trying to get my channel deleted. And quite frankly, I don't want to see it. I've actually seen the censored and uncensored version of that, unfortunately. I wish that I could unsee it. I wish I had the Men in Black little flasher thingy and I could just go back to a point where I didn't see it. I don't want to see it ever again. I saw it censored one time, and then I was trying to find it to do my article for tomorrow's video. Censored, and then it just happened to come across uncensored. I'm like, what in the world am I looking at? But anyway, I digress. We're going to talk about all that stuff, but we're not going to show any of that ridiculousness, censored or uncensored. And we'll get to that a little bit later. But first things first, shout out to you guys for being here. You guys are the best. And shout out to the sponsors. First of all, we got patriotpost.us, your best source of news and information anywhere on these internets. Their link will be in the description, or just go to patriotpost.us in your browser and tell them that ABL sent you. Also, go to the merch website, ablmerch.com. That is ablmerch.com. We got the hats, t-shirts, stickers, hoodies, mugs, and more right there on the website. Again, ablmerch.com. Hey, and reptilian research, I got you, boss. I am not going to show it, so don't you worry. I got you, all right? I'm on your side, I promise. Also, we have anthonyblogan.com. That is ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN.com. Go there to the front page of the website. You'll be able to find articles for each video that I produce. You can find full-length videos that I cannot play on the YouTube. I'll post things that are legal. I'm not quite sure how legal what that dude did was, but anyway, anything that I can post on there, I will post, especially if I can't post it on the YouTube. Links, sources, whatever you want will be available for you on anthonyblogan.com. Also, go to anthonyblogan.com/contact. You can find my email address, my SNM address, my social media accounts, my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, not going to call it X. All that good stuff is right there on anthonyblogan.com/contact. Also, if you're ever wondering if you are conversing with me or not on the internet, the easy way to tell is the email. My email is right there on my contact page on my website. It's contact at anthonyblogan.com. Again, contact at anthonyblogan.com. And if you want to remember, if you want to have an easy way to find that email, just go to my website. I'm an easy person to find right there on the contact page. It'll always be available. Now, if the email says I'm a Nigerian scammer, if you send me $5, it'll vanish in 2.5 seconds at hotmail.com. If that's the email you're conversing with, or I weigh 14,500 pounds and I live in Donetsk, Ukraine, or somewhere like that, at outlook.com, that's probably not me. So do not send them money. Do not converse with them. Do not go back and forth. Do not send them Apple iTunes gift cards. You're going to get robbed. You won't get any money. You are not sending money to an African prince. Please, 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 please don't get scammed in 2023. It's Christmas. We got to get gifts still. We're still going out on Christmas Eve to get last minute stocking stuffers. You still got to get your little kids them walnuts for some reason in their stocking stuffer, candy canes and everything else. So you need your money. Don't nobody got time to get scammed right now going into 2024 with this economy being in the toilet, being in the trash as it is right now under your main man, Joe Biden. All righty. So we have quite a bit to get through. And I thank you guys again for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. Now, speaking about scams and money and things of this nature, there was a really crazy story about Luke Combs. Did you guys hear about this? Now, some lady got sued by a company representing Luke Combs, and he didn't know about it. Now, Luke Combs, I'm no country music guy, so maybe you guys know if you're into country music, maybe you know who that is. I don't really know who he is. I've heard his name before, but if you were to put a gun in my head and say, "Hey, ABL, name 3 Luke Combs songs," I guess I'm glowing the glory because I don't really know too much. All I'm gonna say is "Achy Breaky Heart." I want to talk about Miley Cyrus' daddy. I don't know too much, but anyway, I'm gonna show you guys this story. Then we're gonna see a follow-up. All right, so y'all give me a second and let me throw it on the screen right quick. And let's enlarge. Let's get some sound and let's get rocking and rolling. And shout out to you guys on the Facebook. Shout out to you over there on the Facebook, Christine. Thank you for sending me the stars already. I really appreciate you. Let's go ahead and get this particular video right here, rocking and rolling.
I had all this to deal with. I was just trying to get my funds out to pay my bills, and I couldn't get it out.
Now, here's what happened. She was selling some things on, I believe it was Etsy or Amazon store. There were tumblers, like little cups, I guess you would say, that had Luke Combs on it. And she might have made like a couple $100. Okay, it wasn't this really big enterprise she had going on, but a company representing Luke Combs had sued her, and there was a judgment against her in federal court, I believe. And as a result of the lawsuit, a bunch of her money was tied up in her, I believe, Amazon account, and she couldn't get it out. And we got Christmas going on. We got gifts and everything else happening. It's a whole big mess.
When a single mom came home to Pinellas Park after a hospital stay for heart failure, she found a financial nightmare waiting for her.
Yeah, she discovered that her online homemade gift shop had been sued in federal court by country music superstar Luke Combs. And worse, the judge had already ruled against her, ordering her to pay Combs $250,000. Desperate for answers she couldn't get on her own, she turned to Better Call Bacon.
Jen Keith, in Florida, like in most states, the law requires that you're formally served a lawsuit in person by a process server. That is no longer the case in Illinois, and Nicole Harness was served through an email that went to her junk mail folder.
That's crazy. Imagine an email goes to your junk mail folder, and it's a legitimate email. It's not some, Nigerian scammer or something like that. Now it's a real email talking about, you've been served in federal court over some tumblers you sell on your Etsy store.
Face. Nicole Harness's only job is selling homemade tumblers and t-shirts through Amazon. She's a big Luke Combs fan and says after she went to his concert in Tampa this summer, she decided to offer a Luke Combs themed tumbler. After selling just 18 of them, she learned Combs sued her along with various others for selling counterfeit merchandise.
Now let's pause right here. I'm not trying to say that what she's doing is right. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. You can't sell these kind of items with someone's face on it, but to sue this lady in federal court for the money that she got sued for is overkill. And you're going to hear from Luke Combs himself in a little bit, and he's going to explain who they really want to go after. Not this lady, not this random person in their house who's not making any kind of money, really.
The worst part, the case is already closed, and the judge ordered her to pay $250,000 to Combs.
$250,000. This lady doesn't have any money.
It's stressful. I don't have money to pay my bills. I just want this resolved. I didn't mean any harm to Luke Combs. I quit selling the tumbler. I pulled it down. I don't understand.
So how much money did you make on the tumbler that's in question?
$380.
$380. You see what I'm saying? Now, she has a store where she sells other things. And as a result of the lawsuit, they locked up her whole account where all the money she had from everything that she sold was in there and she couldn't get it out. And that was like $5,000. All right. Now, I'll pause that video right there, because there's more. Luke Combs has responded to the whole situation, and you're going to see what he has to say. This is really, in my opinion, the good story. This is a good ending to the story. All right, let's check it out. So again, she had a store where she was selling a bunch of different items, other tumblers or whatever. That particular tumbler made her $380, and she was sued in federal court by a company representing Luke Combs, and they got a judgment against her in federal court for $250,000. I mean, that's crazy. Let's check it out.
What's up, guys? Luke here. It's 7:27
I'm sorry, RIP headphone users.
a.m. here in Tennessee. I woke up at 5 a.m. to use the restroom, and the first thing I saw was this. A woman that's being sued by me for $250,000. I spent the last 2 hours trying to make this right, trying to figure out what's going on, because I was completely and utterly unaware of this. So we reached out. Firstly, my manager reached out to this news station that ran this piece to try to get some info. And so we do have a company that goes after folks, only supposedly large corporations operating internationally that make millions and millions of dollars, making counterfeit t-shirts, things of that nature, running illegal businesses. And apparently this woman, Nicole, has somehow gotten wrapped into that. And that makes me absolutely sick to my stomach. So I was able to get Nicole's phone number. I spoke to her this morning. She told me that, she was absolutely shocked by this. I'm so apologetic. Talking to her, it makes me sick. Honestly, that this would happen, especially at the holidays. I can't imagine being in her shoes. She told me there's $5,500 locked up in her Amazon account. I'm going to double that, send her $11,000 today, just so she doesn't have anything to worry about. She was never supposed to be involved in anything like this. No fan should ever have to be involved in anything like this. And she got in trouble apparently for making tumblers. So I'm going to make my own tumbler today. That's going to go up today. I'll keep you posted on that. But all that money is going to go to Nicole and her family to try to help with her medical bills. Hopefully that can help her out. And again, this is unbelievable. I was completely shocked when I saw this morning. It makes me sick.
So that's the resolution to the story. He really didn't know, because, I mean, it makes sense. If you are Luke Combs, and by the way, he's a country music singer, if I'm not mistaken, you guys, again, I don't know. Like I said, you put a gun in my head and say, hey, ABL, name 3 Luke Combs songs. I'm going to glory, because I don't know. But I think that's what he does. Now, this is a good resolution to the story. He's like, okay, we're going to give you some money. And I would presume that the lawsuit will be dropped, although we didn't say it. But it can't happen because you have companies representing you. You're just focused on making your music. You're not out here dealing with the legal stuff. You're not out here filing lawsuits. You're not going to court. You're not doing any of that. It's like, look, okay, you guys can go over here. You guys can do that. You can file lawsuits. You got power of attorney to do certain things, and you can get a percentage on the back end. As long as I don't have to go to court, and I can get some money from that, from these big actual retail outlets selling my stuff in China and things of this nature. Okay, cool. But she got wrapped up in it, unfortunately. All right. So shout out to Luke Combs for making that right. And shout out to you guys for being here. I really, really appreciate you. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. Now, I have yet another, I guess you would say, feel good video. You guys know about Porch pirates, right? I have, in my neighborhood, I don't got to worry about that. I live in a pretty decent neighborhood, but I have in the past had some things stolen. That's happened before. I got cameras now, so I got cameras and I live in a good neighborhood, so I have no worries. I can leave my front door completely open and ain't nobody going to come in. So I'm good money. But in some parts of the country, people just steal whatever they see on somebody's front porch. It could be anything. They have no idea what it is until they figure out afterward. Now, someone stole something off somebody's front porch, and I don't think they like what they got, okay? Now, let's check this out. We got this porch pirate right here, just going up to a random house and stealing stuff. All right. With the little power walk shuffle away. She stole whatever she wanted to steal. And I'm not sure where she's going. Off in the corner. Oh, she came back. She came back. Little timestamp. And then, oh, man. So what happened? So she opened the box and threw all the items in the box on the ground. Now, you guys might be like, hey, ABL, why did she do that? What was in the box? Well, what happened was somebody put a bunch of dirty diapers. They put dirty diapers inside of an Amazon box and left it out in the front of their home. The person stole it. And of course, when the person opened it, it might not have been good. It might have been in her house. It could have been outside. It could have got on her. Hey, but guess what? That's a lesson to stop stealing. Maybe if you mind your own business and went about your own merry way, you wouldn't have got a box full of dirty diapers. So how about that? So shout out to her. Another feel good video right there. You stole the items. At this point, you might as well keep it. Why not? Why not? And here's another video that I like personally. I follow this guy on Instagram. He does repos. His Instagram name is, let me see if I can see it right here. The actual number one, the numeral 1 underscore EBEN, 1 underscore EBEN. You'll see it in the actual video. It'll be at the very bottom right-hand corner. This is a smooth repo. I'm talking about 10 to 15 seconds. He's in and out. Now, a guy comes out trying to save his vehicle, and you're going to see what he does. I mean, you're talking about desperate. Like, the thing that he did was not going to stop the car from getting repoed. All right. And one more lesson, pay your bills. If you can't afford your vehicle, you got to go do something else. All right. So let's check it out. Got a little van right there. Pop it in reverse. And there we go. Get the wheels in the front. And we good. And look at your man over here. Hooked up. We on the road. Look at your man right here. With a water hose, my man. The water hose is not going to stop that truck from taking your vehicle. All right. That's not really going to help you at all. That's not really going to do it. All right, he's in and out. Boom. Now, I'm sure he did some recon work. He probably had somebody to go see where it was and to make sure it was in the right location, all this and that. So all I got to do, hop up under it on my vehicle, and I'm out of there. In and out, thief in the night. So it's unfortunate people getting their vehicles repoed, but I mean, that was smooth. That was about as smooth as it gets right there. So again, very fast repo. And he has an Instagram full of videos like that. I watch him, the Repo Reaper, I watch him. Some of the TikTok videos that get resurfaced on other platforms, I watch him. But this guy you just saw, one EBen, again, the #1 _ EBEN on the IG. So shout out to the pros. I like seeing professionals really do their job at a high level. That's what I really enjoy. Now, speaking of professionals, we got some guys in Mexico that took a wrong turn. Now, this video I'm sure you've seen before, but I got to bring it back. This is, I think, from 2020. All right. Now, I think some guys were trying to go to Tulum, somewhere over there, Cancun, Tulum, Playa del Carmen, and they got lost. And they wound up almost going to Guatemala or Belize in that particular area. Okay, you're a little bit too far in the peninsula, going the wrong direction, off the beaten path, and they got confronted by some narcos. Let's check it out. All right. And one more lesson. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Stick to the Playa del Carmen's and the Cancuns you used to.
Drove this road lots of times.
Uh-oh.
My God, they have guns. Jesus, go, 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 no, 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 please, 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 what? Please, please, please.
Gringo.
Please, what?
Mr. Crane. So obviously, you going off the beaten path in Mexico, you got narcos pulling up like, yo, ¿Dónde vas? Where we going? What's going on? Like, what's happening?
Please, what? No, Espanol, please. We're just.
No problem. Okay, no problem.
Please.
You will.
Por favor.
¿Dónde vas?
You hear him? ¿Dónde vas? Like, where you going? Like, what's happening? You in the wrong, you took a wrong turn, gringo. What's happening?
Hey, vamos,
Please.
no problem, okay?
I'm about to pass
No
out.
problem, okay, no problem.
Logan, don't. It's okay.
Oh,
It's okay.
hey.
It's okay.
Oh, not
No
Logan.
problem, okay? What?
They're saying no problem. It's all good. No problem.
You will.
Can we go?
Well done.
Oh my God.
Yeah, man. So
Please.
Yeah,
please,
no, okay. Hey, no. Please.
No pasa nada.
No problem. Hey,
Okay.
please, okay?
the consoling hands from the narcos, from the cartels, classic, hilarious.
Hey, ¿dónde? Cancún. ¿Dónde?
Is it ¿Dónde? Cancun? Like, where you going? You going to Cancun? What's happening?
Okay.
We're gonna see mi madre.
When?
Cancun.
You?
No problem.
No pasa nada.
Tranquilo, pero... What's your name?
Aaron.
¿Eh? What's your name?
Aaron.
Edwin.
See.
You?
Logan.
Edwin.
What's your name?
What's your name? Like, this ain't time to make friends. You better get up out of there. You gotta be like, man, please. Like, hey, no problemo. Lo siento, por favor.
Hello?
No
Can
problem.
you speak English a little?
A little.
Please don't kill us.
No problem. Me, you.
Yeah, no muerte. We good. Get up out of there. Go back to Cancun. Like, you way off the beaten path. You know, it's one thing. You kind of like, you might be in the city and you kind of go over here a little bit, but you way, like, they were so far, they were like at Guatemala. It's like, man, you way on the wrong path. So again, you want to go to Mexico, you want to go to Jamaica, somewhere like that. Look, man, stay where the tourists stay. You go over there, hey man, it might not go well for you. We saw what happened to them people in Texas. All right, we saw what happened with them. So, hey man, stick to the beaten path. Now, shout out to them for not getting deleted right there. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Now, I'm going to talk about the video briefly. The video, y'all know what I'm talking about. And I know we got kids watching, and I'm not trying to be X-rated, so I'm gonna be very PG-13ish. Okay. Hey, Michael Critchlow, I see your super chat. I'm gonna read this right quick, then I'm gonna get to the video. Michael Critchlow says, "Will you do a follow-up video about the mother of the 6-year-old who shot his teacher in the chest? She was sentenced to 5 years." I've already done a video about that. It's coming out tomorrow, and I may talk about that a little bit tonight. So yes, I got you, boss. Thank you, Michael Critchlow, for the super chat. Now, what happened was a male staffer and his male acquaintance decided to go into a Senate hearing room and film themselves fornicating. Okay. The staffer was hunched over with this big bear dude behind him. I'm sorry, I'm getting graphic. But anyway, they filmed this video in a Senate hearing room. All the lights were on, but nobody was there except for them. Everything was set up, though. They had the microphones and all kind of, it was like you would see on television, like you would see on C-SPAN, but it was just them in there fornicating with the one dude hunched over, okay? Now, here's the thing. The video apparently was posted to a chat that I think Capitol Hill staffers have. If you guys know more about that, y'all let me know. But this kind of thing is common in D.C., maybe not going into the Senate hearing room, but as far as this kind of activity, this kind of perverted type stuff, this is not uncommon in Washington, D.C. Drugs and the sex and all that, that's just what it is, okay? Now, the guy named Aiden with a bunch of C's and Z's in his last name, one of these Polish or German or some kind of random European last names, I cannot pronounce it. Like, matter of fact, I'm gonna show you guys a picture of Joe Biden and the guy. I'm not going to show anything inappropriate, so it's no trigger warning needed. I'm not going to show anything crazy, all right? Just so you understand, I'm not going to do that to you, all right? I'm going to show you guys a picture of him and Joe Biden kind of hugged up, all right? The guy's name is Aiden Mace Soropsky. I mean, good grief. Can we get a few less Z's and O's and I's and P's in your name? Good gracious. All right, how about Mike Crisp? Make it a little bit more American. But anyway, so he got fired today because of the video that came out, which was him getting hunched over. And that's him back in 2020 with your man, Joe Biden. Now, there's also a picture of this same guy with a Rehoboth Beach t-shirt on. I mean, can we add 2 and 2 together to get 4? Also, here's something else. The staffer, and he's got to go to the penitentiary because you do something like that, you are a sex offender. If you have sex in public and you get caught, you are a sex offender. Now, I'm not sure if they can do it, meaning charge the guy after the fact, but the fact that he was in the Senate hearing room, a federal facility, doing something like that, filming it and uploading it, he might get fed time all day long. And in D.C., it's all federal anyway. Even if he was not in the Capitol building, if he was to do something like that in the district, he would go to a federal court. Everything inside the district is federal because it's not a state. Now, this is the guy with Joe Biden. Now, here's something interesting that you guys may not know. He works for the staffer known as, the staffer's name is Ben Cardin. Ben Cardin is a Maryland senator, and he's been in government since, wait for it, Ben Cardin has been in government since 1967. He has been in government since 1967. First with the State House of Maryland, and then he became part of the federal government. Okay, if his career in politics was a person, if his career in politics was a person, it'd be a pawpaw by now. On the way to being a great grandpawpaw. 1967. Can we get term limits or not? And is it a coincidence that he works for this very old man who's been in government since JFK was living, since MLK was living? Is it a coincidence that he's been in government that long and he's that old? And here he is with Joe Biden. And this guy's been in several Joe Biden promo videos. And again, he had a t-shirt Rehoboth Beach. Isn't that Delaware? it never Biden has a house. Can we put 2 and 2 together to get 4? Or is that not permitted? Is that not permitted? Now, 1967, the guy he works for became part of government in this country. Come on, man. Ridiculous. Now, here is a video of Madison Cawthorn. Remember him? Remember Madison Cawthorn? Remember this guy? Hold on. I'm going to show you Madison Cawthorn right quick because you may not have seen him in a very long time. You may have forgotten how he looks. Madison Cawthorn at one point was a rising star in the Republican Party. He was all the rage. He was everywhere. He was like a media darling. He was all over the place. He was like the biggest star. He was the right-wing version of an AOC. Not saying that he's annoying or anything, but he was that popular. Remember him? Did we forget about Madison Cawthorn? I mean, it's like they pretty much gave us the MIB memory deletion and said, okay, he's no longer a thing anymore. He went on a podcast and spilled the beans and I guess snitched on DC culture. Done. And he was a Republican. All right. Now let's check out what he said back just last year, 2022. This was just last year. After this moment, he vanished. Let's check it out.
Look at all these people, a lot of them that I've looked up to through my life. I've always paid attention to politics, guys that, then all of a sudden you get invited to like, well, hey, we're going to have kind of a sexual get together at one of our homes. You should come. And I'm like, what did you just ask me to come to? Yeah. And then you realize they're asking you to come to an orgy. Yeah. Or the fact that, there's some of the people that are leading on the movement to try and remove, addiction in our country. And then you watch them do, a key bump of cocaine right in front of you. Look at all these people, a lot of them that
One more time, just to make it sink. He's talking about DC and DC culture, but his mistake was saying it publicly. This is probably the worst kept secret in the world. It's got to be one of the top 2 worst kept secrets in the entire planet Earth. But let's hear it one more time.
Look at all these people, a lot of them that I've looked up to through my life. I've always paid attention to politics, guys that, then all of a sudden you get invited to like, well, hey, we're going to have kind of a sexual get together at one of our homes. You should come. And I'm like, what did you just ask me to come to? Yeah. And then you realize they're asking you to come to an orgy. Yeah. Or the fact that, there's some of the people that are leading on the movement to try and remove, addiction in our country. And then you watch them do, a key bump of cocaine right in front of you.
Absolutely. 100%. That's the United States government. That's federal government. And you're wondering why you found some cocaine in the White House. Now, we can just assume that it was Hunter Biden's because he's probably the most well-known cokehead, crackhead, whatever you want to call it, in government or adjacent to government, who would have access to that particular part of the White House without it being a big security thing. But this is not even a thing that's exclusive to him. I would go out as far as to say that Hunter picked up his habit from being in DC. It's a lot of that stuff that goes on all the time and nobody really says anything. Nobody really cares. Now, I'm going to play some audio from Ben Cardin. Now, I'm not going to show you the entire picture right here because it's a picture of the guy kind of hunched over. It's not showing anything new, but I don't even want to risk it. All right. You can see the guy's head right here. And you can see the Senate hearing room. And this video won't play, but you're going to hear the audio from Ben Cardin talking about how sacred the U.S. Capitol is, right? Now, if the Capitol is so sacred, then what's up with your man getting hunched over? Shouldn't that be a penitentiary penalty? Big rocks, little rocks? Shouldn't that be what it is?
January the 6th, like December the 7th and September the 11th, is a date which will live in infamy. I refer to U.S. Capitol as sacred space because it's so much more than a building where the Senate and the House of Representatives meet and conduct business. It is the embodiment of our ideals, our aspirations, and hope, not just to Americans, but also to all of humanity. January the 6th.
So, Mr. Ben Cardin, again, that right there, what you just heard was from Ben Cardin. He is the person who employed the guy who was hunched over, the guy Aiden who got fired for being in the Senate hearing room, fornicating with another man. That was the guy he worked for right there, Mr. Ben Cardin, who's been in government since, again, 1967. I mean, you talking about my parents. My parents were little kids. My parents were still playing with baby dolls and little cap guns and everything else back in West Virginia, walking around barefoot outside in the dirt road. Term limits, please. I mean, what in the world? But if the Capitol is so sacred, then what's up with your man? Can we get him out of here? He did get fired, but I'm talking about let's get him behind the wall in the penitentiary. And I know up there in D.C., them boys will have a great time with this guy. This guy is pretty much a transformer at a certain point. He'll be in there. It'll be a ridiculous mess. But anyway, let's keep on rocking and rolling. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. And funny news, it's funny, but it's not funny. It's not funny because you're talking about real jobs that are being lost. And you're talking about right during the holidays, people got kids to feed, bills to pay. It's a bad thing. But at the same time, this is a pretty predictable situation. Let's check it out. You see what's happening right here. GM laying off 1,300 workers at Michigan plants that made both EV and the Camaro. Now, aren't they going to discontinue the Camaro? So the Camaro is no more, although I don't think there's a lack of demand for the Camaro. Okay, and they're making electric vehicles. Well, there's no demand. This is so backwards. There's no big demand for EVs, electric vehicles. There is a demand for Camaros, your Mustang, your Chargers. There's a demand for those, I would suppose. But they're trying to phase them out to go green, to go electric. So you're going to fire everybody because you're not making the right decisions. You're being kind of encouraged to make one kind of vehicle, but ultimately these vehicles are not going to be in high demand. I don't want an EV. A lot of y'all don't want EVs, and EVs, truthfully, are unreliable. They're unreliable. We don't have the technology, the infrastructure, or anything to really be able to sustain electric vehicles. I saw a video about EVs, about the lithium ion batteries, and the process to actually mine the metals needed for this is crazy. It's totally crazy. It's not environmentally friendly, and it's really not sustainable. There must be new ways to generate power that's clean to be sustainable over a long period of time. You might as well just keep pumping gasoline in Kuwait and places like this and putting that in tanks of vehicles rather than, or you could just have more efficient internal combustion engines rather than trying to pump out these EVs. EVs are not green. EVs are just trendy. Maybe they could be green one day, but right now they're not. They are not green at all. Now, let's go to the economy right quick. Let's go to what's happening right here in the States. We got job loss because we got some decisions being made about electric vehicles that don't make any sense. Now, let's go to Los Angeles. Now, to you guys who live in California still, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it. I mean, if you are pretty much stuck there, I understand. If you got kids and you got a job and you got your house, I understand. But at a certain point, it's like, if you can't escape California, Los Angeles especially, San Fran, if you can escape these places, at least go somewhere else in California, not right here in this ghetto nonsense. I promise that life is better than just the ghettos of Los Angeles, California. I promise it is. But let's watch this right quick. All right, let's see how ridiculous the policies are out there in California.
Look at the homeless problem. They're stealing water from the city at the fire hydrant. And look, they're building a whole fort all over outside my property.
At a certain point, we got to call it what it is. These are slums. This is what you would see in India, on a lower level, of course. India, Brazil, these are like favelas, slums. We have these right now in the USA. At one point, I will watch documentaries about the world and I see the conditions. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Look at Liberia. Look at Rio de Janeiro. Look at Mumbai, India. All these slums, man, it's crazy. Right next to opulence, right next to really big, tall buildings. And you got fancy cars and everything else. But I'm seeing it happen right here in America. It's here. This is no longer a third world country issue. This is an American issue right now.
And as I was walking, as you can see, you can also see that there's someone living inside sweeping. You see that little part right here? Sweeping their dirt and trash outside to the streets. As you can see, they even have chairs and stuff. They're running electrical cords over to the neighbors. With all the homeless problems, the city is fining me for 2 cars that are mine, owned by me, in my own yard, in my own property. I don't know what the city is doing, but please help. Can someone please help me and explain what can I do?
So he got fined for his 2, I guess you would say, junk cars on his property. Okay, so you have this fine of $660, and the homeless people who are out there stealing water, stealing power, stealing real estate, building shanty towns, slums, whatever you want to call them, favelas like they have in Brazil. They're building those, smoking crack all day long, smoking meth, fentanyl all day long. That's fine. But his 2 junk cars on his property, you're going to get fined for that. I mean, at a certain point, I'm like, look, you know what? I will just leave. And again, this is Los Angeles, California. If I lived in LA, like I will say it again. When I went to LA, I was not impressed. People like LA. They say, "Oh, LA is great." I mean, if you're up in Calabasas somewhere up in the hills, I guess it's beautiful. But down there on the ground floor in the city, it's ghetto, very ghetto. I like visiting, pardon me. I like visiting downtown areas, hanging out, walking around. You can't do that in LA. You cannot do that in LA. LA is ghetto. Ghetto, ghetto, ghetto. I hate it. Hate it. New York, same thing. Ghetto. Shout out to all the Los Angelinos. Shout out to all the New Yorkers. Shout out to you guys. You guys are great. Your city sucks. The city itself is bad. You guys are great. The city is not. And it is what it is. I'll stay over here in the southeast corner of the country and I'll be good. Okay? Atlanta, much better. People say Atlanta's ghetto. It's ghetto parts, but I tell you what, downtown Atlanta, you might see some stuff under underpasses and whatnot, but you're not going to see that kind of thing out there like you have in Los Angeles. You're not going to see anything like that. Nowhere near. And then LA is also really overcrowded. It's a lot of people. It's just like when you're on these big interstates and you're able to see over into the city, you're able to see Inglewood and stuff like that. It's just little houses bunched together. It's ghetto. I don't like it. I don't. All right. I'd rather go to Atlanta. I'd rather go to Tampa, Miami. I'd rather go to Orlando. I'd rather go to like North Carolina, South Carolina, Nashville. Maybe even I'd rather go to Auburn, Alabama. I'd rather go almost anywhere else in this country except for LA, New York. I'd rather go to Chicago. I'd rather go to Chicago than those places. But I can't go to Chicago when it's cold. I don't. One thing I don't like is the cold. Okay, with that lake effect, snow and wind hitting me, and it's 0 degrees, polar vortex. I'll pass on that. I will pass on that. I like Texas as well. I like Dallas. I like Houston. I like where did I go? I like El Paso, Texas. But El Paso, I'm not quite sure because we got the migrant crisis happening. I'm not trying to get hit in the head by some random fool from Africa or Asia, some bunch of Chinese guys talking about ni hao, ni hao. Ain't nobody got time for that. But before the migrant crisis, El Paso, beautiful. Loved it. Loved the change of scenery, the Western type atmosphere. Amazing. All right, let's keep on going here. Shout out to LA. LA sucks. If you're living in LA, get up out of there. Oh, and speaking about federal government, so Congress has passed an $886 billion defense bill, and that okays warrantless spy authority. So they could spy on you, no warrant, and it's all good. This kind of appears like the workaround to the whole thing did with Trump. Remember when they spied on Trump with the FISA warrants? And that was a big situation that really screwed up the impeachment process. So now I guess they can do that without any kind of warrant. So there's no need to go to the court. Ain't no need to go to the FISA court, get a warrant, and then spy on you. They can just spy on you right now. So my question would be, can they do that right now with Trump or Vivek Ramaswamy or you or I or anybody else? Just tap your phone. They got you with the payment processors, the PayPal, Cash App, anybody. They're going to report to the feds. They're going to report to the federales. Hey, he's getting this money. He's spending that money. And then at the end of the year, 1099. Hey, what's up with this money? Where'd you get that? What's going on with that? They're going to ask you questions. And they probably know what the money came from, what the money's for. They're going to see if you're going to lie or not. All right. So while we're giving a bunch of money to Ukraine, billions of dollars, you got to just get milked dry and spied on as an American citizen to be able to pay the tab. Meanwhile, we're 30-something $1 trillion in debt and counting, and it's not going to slow down. Very high interest rates, very high mortgage rates, very high inflation. You can't eat, get a place to live, do anything like that. But hey, don't worry about it. It's all good because now we can spy on you, no warrant. We can spy on presidents, no warrant. I mean, am I saying the wrong thing? I'm gonna read this article a little bit right quick for you guys, just to make sure that I'm not saying anything wrong. This is New York Post. Okay, let's check it out. And the House voted 310 to 118, so it was bipartisan. Republicans voted for it too. It ain't just a Democratic thing. All right, let's check it out. Congress passed its annual defense spending bill on Thursday, approving a record $886 billion with a B, nearly $1 trillion that we don't have for the Pentagon and extending intelligence agencies' warrantless foreign surveillance authority into April of next year. The House voted 310 to 118 to pass the more than 3,000-page National Defense Authorization Act for fiscal year 2024, with 147 Republicans and 163 Democrats supporting the measure. Pretty even across the board. Okay. In opposition, 73 Republicans, 45 Democrats, with 6 more lawmakers absent from the vote. The law would raise the defense budget by 3% from the previous year and extend Section 702 of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, FISA. Didn't I say that? Trump rule right there. Hey, let's spy on Trump and not get in trouble next time. Let's make sure we dot our I's and cross our T's. That was a problem. We got some FISA warrants on some underhanded stuff. Now we don't need that process. We could just get it, no warrant. A controversial intelligence gathering authority that allows for warrantless monitoring of non-U.S. citizens to April 19th. So there we go. There we have it. So congrats. That's what's happening right now with the government. Build back better and all that good stuff. All right. Oh, and remember they got rid of George Santos, right? The GOP House rep from New York, because they said that he was stealing money, et cetera, campaign finance violation, and he was ousted from Congress. The very first person ousted from Congress since 2001, pardon me. So about 20-something years ago, the guy from Ohio who was convicted of crimes, by the way, before he was ousted. George Santos has only been accused, no trial, let alone a conviction. But Republicans have picked someone to replace him. All right. And she's going to tick every box. Republicans, I mean, who are we? Are we the diversity, equity, and inclusion party or nah? She ticks every single box. You ready? Let's check her out. Now, she kind of black because you Ethiopian, East African. Okay, you're black and you're a Republican, a woman. Her name is Masi Melissa Phillip. Guess what? Now, she has been a Democrat, okay? She's been enrolled as a Democrat since 2012, and she served in the IDF, or Israeli Defense Force, as an Ethiopian-born J who fled to Israel as a child. Every box. Okay, we're Jewish, we're black, we're an immigrant, Democrat, woman, everything. The only thing she's missing is LGBT. That's the only thing. And I don't know if she is or not. I can't assume that, but if she had that, there's nothing else that she would have to, she would have every check mark. Every single check mark would be there. And again, New York Republicans picked her. New York Republicans picked this woman. Let's watch a little bit of what she says.
Joining me now, Israeli Defense Forces paratrooper unit veteran and Nassau County legislature.
Oh, and a veteran. Almost. Okay, and we got a veteran. Like, all right, hold on.
Joining me now, Israeli Defense Forces paratrooper.
Oh, okay, IDF veteran. I thought she might have been a U.S. veteran, but an IDF veteran.
Unit veteran and Nassau County legislature, Mazi Phillip. Mazi, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
First, I want you to react to what you heard from the White House. Her language was strong, but still, we are seeing an incredible amount of anti-Semitism. I don't know about you, that I've never seen in my lifetime in this country.
You're absolutely right. This is frightening, unbelievable, out of control. And yes, I'm happy the White House taking a serious step. However, I don't think that's going to stop. It's a good start. They have to do more. This is very concerning. I mean, we're talking about anti-Semitism that we never saw before. We felt it. You know, I was rallying just last year.
Again, she has been a registered Democrat since 2012. Keep that in mind.
Here against CUNY College when they allowed the law graduate students giving a hate speech, which was, back then I knew it was wrong. We were on the streets screaming. But right now, this is out of control and we are worried. I am worried. And it's not fair. We want more action. And I know they can do it.
Well, you want more action from Governor Hochul, near Governor Hochul. So she did denounce the threats against the...
Okay, can we go ahead a little bit? All right, I'm not going to play that because it's Twitter and you can't really seek videos on Twitter, but that's her right there. So she has all the check marks. And again, if you were kind of just coming into the video right now, that woman is Mazi Melissa Phillip, an Ethiopian-born Jew, IDF, yes, Israeli Defense Force veteran, and she has been selected by New York Republicans to replace George Santos in his vacant House seat. And she, again, a Democrat, registered Democrat since 2012. There you go. All righty. Let's keep on rocking and rolling here. Oh, speaking of Kamala, I got a video of her right here. More nonsense. Let's check it out. And RIP headphone users in advance.
We all watched the television coverage of just yesterday. That's on top of everything else that we know and don't know yet. Based on what we've just been able to see, and because we've seen it or not doesn't mean it hasn't happened. But just limited to what we have seen.
Huh? What is she talking about?
We all watched the television coverage of just yesterday. That's on top of everything else that we know and don't know yet. Based on what we've just been able to see, and because we've seen it or not doesn't mean it hasn't happened. But just limited to what we have seen.
There you have it. There is Kamala just talking her word salad yet again. The passage of time, the color of water, whatever she wants to say. that's Kamala. And you know what? Hey, check it out. Hold on. I almost forgot one thing I want to say.
I want
to say something really important right here. Really, really important. So y'all just pay attention, okay? Y'all hear me clearly. If you think that this shining beacon of intelligence, of grace, of wordsmanship, if you think that she is not a good candidate to become president, you're a racist. How dare you, Greta Thunberg voice? How dare you? She's brilliant. When she speaks, I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm hanging on to every word. She has the best speeches that I've ever heard in my life. When I heard her say, the passage of time was like the passage of time, I cried. I cried tears. I was in my bed crying tears because it was so beautiful. It touched my soul. the passage of time. It's like the passage of time and the color of water and the shape of water. Man, I was in a puddle of tears. If you think that she shouldn't be the president, you're a racist. You're sexist, a xenophobe. You are anti-Semitic. You're all the above. But let's keep on going here. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Okay, can we get a look into MS-13 DNC right quick? Just a quick look into MS-13 DNC. Are they okay? Are they well? I'm not quite sure they've recovered since Trump has not been in office. All right, let's check them out. This is Jen Psaki Bomb. All right, redhead stepchild. Let's check her out.
Liz Cheney's been talking about that I am also obsessed with is kind of what damage he could do within government without even necessarily breaking the law, like how he could use the levers of government to bend to his will. You've worked in government. What scares you the most?
Well, the possibilities are almost limitless. And I spent nearly 2 years asking that question to people. And I wrote it in this book, Blowback, but to try to paint that picture, to try to understand what he would actually do by talking to all of my former colleagues at different departments and agencies under Trump and asking them that question. What will happen in a second term? The biggest concerns for me are on the national security side. I think Americans still don't understand the full extent of the president's powers and things Donald Trump could do, bubble wrapped in legalese, that would be damaging to the republic. And one of those that I've noted is there's something in the White House called the Doomsday Book. And for the first time, DHS gave authorization for me to mention this publicly. And the fact that there are concerns that that book, which is supposed to be used to protect the country in instances of armed foreign invasion or rebellion, it's the president's most extraordinary powers, could be picked up by Trump and used for domestic political purposes. He could invoke powers we've never heard a president of the United States invoke, potentially to shut down companies or turn off the internet or deploy the U.S. military on U.S. soil. We don't know because, the things that are in there, the emergency powers of the president, aren't widely known to the American people. So that's a big worry for people like me and others about what he could do. But that weaponization of the government could extend across the interagency to places where we haven't seen it before.
So he could turn the internet off. So again, talking about Trump here, and they're saying what could happen under a second Trump term. He could turn the internet off. He could deploy the military against U.S. citizens. He could just pretty much, delete you right there in your house, do whatever he wants to do. I mean, these people at MS-13 DNC, mainstream media, television, they're garbage. They're garbage. And then they wonder why people don't trust them. They wonder why, because you see this kind of thing all the time. It's just ridiculous. I don't know if they understand what's happening in this world or not. I don't really get it. It's really strange, but that's what they're talking about here. That's what's going on. All right. Now, I got a few more things I want to show. All right. Let me get into this right here. And this is about student loan debt, because remember, your man Joe, Creepy Joe, 10 for the big guy, all that good stuff. He was, I guess, promising, or maybe people thought he was promising, to cancel student loan debt. Now, of course, we knew it wasn't going to happen. I said it. You guys said it. We all knew it wasn't going to happen. We knew it was an empty promise, but people were really banking on that. They were like not paying and just doing whatever they wanted to do. And it wound up not being true. There's a pause, or there was a pause during the scamdemic, but that debt's still there. And when it, got unpaused, people were pretty much scrambling. Like, what am I going to do now? How am I going to continue on? Now, this person is saying, you know what? I'm just not going to pay because of what's happening. I'm just not going to do it. So check it out. All right. Throw it on the screen.
I'm not paying for my student loans because y'all got $100 billion to fund genocide. But
after this, go watch the rest of that video and read the comments, because people are like, so what? If I don't pay my student loans, what are you going to do? Ruin my credit so I can't buy the house that I wasn't even going to be able to buy?
But let's pause for a minute and pardon this freeze frame. Pardon the freeze frame, but it is what it is. It's Twitter. I can't really seek and have the video play normally. But if you don't pay your student loan debt, they can get their money in a variety of ways. You see, this isn't just a regular, like a credit card or something like that. Okay, you got a Macy's credit card, you have a Bank of America credit card or something like that. It's not that. They might just charge that off. Okay, you got $300 on the Macy's credit card. Okay, they charge it off, and then that's pretty much it. It'll impact your credit, but it won't really be a big deal. With student loans, and you owing $70,000, $80,000, $100,000, man, please. They're going to garnish your tax return. They can garnish your wages. They can go in your bank account and take money out. Oh, yeah, because it's government money. They got power to do whatever they want to do. Listen, if the federales can come to your house and delete you, you think they can't go and take money from you when you owe them? This is why they're not going to cancel student loan debt or any kind of state debt. Child support is also a state debt. I saw a friend of mine's credit report and child support was on there and it said state of X, Y, and Z. I ain't going to say what state it was. I ain't no snitch. But it literally had state of X, Y, and Z child support debt on his credit report. So it's a state debt. You owe the state. See, now you playing with a different situation. They could take money from you. Now, if you got a credit card debt, they can't do that. Bank of America or whatever, Macy's, V's, they can't just go into your account and take money. They cannot garnish your wages or your tax return. They can't do that. The government can. That's why they will never, ever cancel student loan debt, child support debt, things of this nature, because it's government funded.
Ever in my lifetime anyways. I just feel like all of the old fear tactics that were used against us are just simply not working because the system is so fucking broken. So people just don't care anymore when there's no way to win and the cards just keep getting stacked against you. At what point do you just go fuck it and start living life the way that you want to?
Sorry for the cursing, but ma'am, if you can hear the sound of my voice, if you're watching ABL right now, don't do this. Anybody listening to me, don't do this. Don't just buck on your student loan because you might be able to be okay for a while. And then one day you go to your account thinking you have money to pay your rent and oops, it ain't there. What happened? You call on the IRS, they ain't gonna click. They ain't gonna answer. You know what happened. They might even tell you, okay, federal government took the money out. I've seen it happen. It can happen to you. Tax return, that's gone. If you owe child support, they can garnish your wages, your tax return, all of that. Same thing with student loan debt. Absolutely. So, hey, don't do it to yourself. And if you're a young person trying to go to college, make sure that whatever you do, you can afford to pay your loans back and try to minimize your loans. If you live in a place where you have colleges that you can go to and get trained in whatever you want to get trained in, go there. If you're going out of state and living in a dorm, that's expensive. Why pay that when you don't have to? Why pay that if you have no real idea of what you want to do? You want to go take general studies at a state school and take out loans to do it? You're wasting your time and your money. You're wasting time and money. There's no point in doing that. Literally. People say, oh, well, ABL, you can make friends and connections. Does it cost that much? $100,000 in student loan debt to make friends? I think I can do other things with that kind of debt on my back instead of just going to college and make friends. I want to be able to get trained in a profession that will generate revenue to justify that kind of expenditure being taken out. It's very simple. All right, let's keep it on rocking here. Hold on. Kirsten A says, my ex's credit score must be negative 100 then. He's still paying off child support. Kid is almost 30. Wow. That's great. I'm telling you, look, that debt ain't going nowhere. That debt is going nowhere. All righty. Let's keep on rocking and rolling. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. We're going to go back to California for a minute. We got 2 videos on that particular part of the country. And this is, I believe, LAPD talking about they can't find anybody that wants to work. Or, pardon me, LA County Sheriff. Let's check it out.
We at the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department have a staffing crisis. Sheriff Robert Luna rounds out his first year as the county's top cop with a warning about staffing shortages, mandatory overtime, and mental health in the department.
We have lost 8 employees to suicide. That is not acceptable. 1 is not acceptable.
He says the department is down about 2,800 employees, 1,200 of those sworn deputies, and acknowledges.
So LA County Sheriff's Department down 2,800. 2,800 employees. Defund the police. Ta-da.
Existing deputies are working too much to pick up the slack after this anonymous letter about the problems went out to the community, and 4 people tied to the department committed suicide in just 24 hours. A former deputy reached out to Argina Silva.
I would work 6 days a week, 16, 18-hour shifts, and that leaves us with really no time to do anything.
He also needs to replace aging technology and the almost 70-year-old Men's Central Jail.
I absolutely agree that Men's Central Jail needs to be closed down.
So, I mean, that's pretty bad situation. And you know what could happen? What could end up happening is they could get these illegal aliens to come in here and put on a uniform. I mean, you got 2,800, you got a shortage of 2,800 people. And you got these aliens that need to work, and the money's there for them to be able to get in. So it's like, okay, what do we do? And I thought that California had a surplus, or they had a bunch of money, and they're a big economy. What's going on with these outdated facilities? They're not able to hire anybody. They can't staff anybody. What was going on? Why can't we put that money to good use? What's really happening? Old cars as well. I'm reading in the chat. Again, that's Los Angeles County, California. All right, LA County. Big Money County. Well, what's up with the staffing? Now, let's go back to California. Here's another video about Cali. How bad is California? That's the title. I've not watched this video, but I think it might be a good one. Let's check it out. And RIP headphone users in advance.
Like just how bad things are in California when its own citizens are admitting publicly that lawmakers have just messed the state completely. Genderism, homelessness, inflation, gas prices, home prices. Robberies are allowed, right? No persecution if somebody steals stuff from stores. Absolute free fall of that state. People don't even have to admit it. Just the fact that they're moving is a silent way of telling how bad things are in the state. They're moving everywhere. Idaho, 50% of growth in Idaho is thanks to Californians coming in.
Is it thanks to Californians? I mean, I'm not quite sure that a lot of Idaho, I guess you would say natives, are liking the California influx. Same thing happening here in Tennessee. Now, luckily, they stay pretty much centralized in Nashville, but that's bad for Nashville. It's good and bad because they bring money, but they also bring bad policy. So it's a double-edged sword.
I hope they're not those Californians that will vote in the same mess that they made over there.
They are. They are. Yes, they are.
But just goes to show how bad things are in California. Second year in a row, losing population, despite the borders being open and immigration just a free fall, still losing numbers. People are not going to California. Used to be the dream state. Now that dream is gone.
Yeah, that's what's happening right now over in California. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good on that. I'm gonna stay over here. Like I said earlier, I'm gonna stay over here. All right. Now, the California woke mind virus is not just in California, and it kind of manifests itself in different parts of the country and different parts of the world. Now, here's a interesting thing that we have going on. A transformer, okay? You see this headline right here. Rivals unhappy after transformer Australian Jamie Gumbrell wins women's croquet world title. It's like, okay, at a certain point, what sport are they? Is it croquet or cricket? I don't know the sport. It might be cricket. But anyway, what are we doing? What is really happening here? What sport will the Transformers not infiltrate? Like, come on, man. And this, again, this is Joanna Man. Remember, I've talked about it numerous times. The movie with Miguel Nunez, shout out to him. He was in, I guess, the equivalent of the NBA in the beginning of the movie. He gets kicked out, loses everything, and says, you know what? I'm going to put on the wig and become a lady in a sense. And then I'm going to play over there with the women. Now I'm back to being a star. I'm the best player in the league, everything else. This is what's happening right now. Like, actually happening. I thought I'd never see it, but here we are. Here we are. All right, so there we have it. And that kind of thing is happening all over the place. And I said it once and I said it twice. It's going to take women to step up and say, no more, we're done. It'll take women. If the women don't say anything, then it's going to continue. If they allow it, then it'll be so. And women won't win anything anymore. Now, we got another transformer for you guys. Now, I'm going to read this right quick. Hold on. A 50-year-old man who identifies as a woman competes in swimming against teens and changes with them in the female locker room, as reported by Rebel News Online. Now, this is in York University, the person who's doing this is a professor at York University up there in Ontario, Canada. All right, let's check it out.
50-year-old man changing with 13-year-old girls. Do you have a record of sexual perversion? Protect me from these people. By the way, you mothers, you have no problem with a 50-year-old male showering with your daughters?
They got to say something, man. They got to step up and say something, because really, if they don't say anything, it's going to continue.
No? You're not going to answer any questions? Or would you like to talk off the record later? I can accommodate that if you're afraid of cancel culture.
You are breaking the rules. Now, please, can you take that out of my face? I do not consent to be interviewed or on film. Okay. So please exit the building.
Well, you're the star interview so far, so thank you for that.
Hey, you guys are funny. Howard Stern, calling my homie Howard Stern is wild.
Are you going to do anything about a 50-year-old man showering with 13-year-old girls? That's against the law, actually. A 50-year-old man.
Yeah, so that's what's happening. Leah Thomas on cocaine, heroin, fentanyl, all the above. And it's going to take the women involved, the parents, those who are part of the staff. It's going to take them to step up and say, you know what, no more. We're not going to have this anymore. If they don't step up and do anything, and nothing will change. Nothing will change. Everything's going to be the same. All right. Now, here's another one. This is an interesting video. It's pretty confusing. Okay, let's watch this. The white perspective of gender roles, and beauty standards upholds white supremacy. So you need to learn about gender from a black person. Okay, so we get Mr. White Man right here. And by the way, can we please get the redneck white man back? Give me the redneck white man that is. Give me King of the Hill white man. Give me Jeff Foxworthy white man. Give me those guys, because whatever we got going on right here ain't gonna cut it for 2024. Okay, I don't know what's happening right here. You looking like what's the lady from Magic School Bus, Miss Frazzle? Y'all know what I'm talking about. But you also look like you might be a tech bro. You might have a podcast. You might work in tech. And at the same time, you might teach kids on a Magic School Bus.
Everything I say about gender is influenced by my whiteness, which is obvious, but there's an interesting second part to this. The rejections of gender and gender roles that I create and embody will still come from my whiteness, those acceptable to my constructions of self as a white person. I will likely uphold and encourage white beauty standards and see and more immediately accept other white rejections of gender. Essentially, even the most critical analysis of gender I have will still be white, and white gender rejection can and does uphold whiteness and white supremacy. Queer appropriation of African-American vernacular English is one example of this.
Huh? What happened now? Oh, okay. Let's keep on going.
As is mainstream exclusion of fashion excellence in black representations of masculinity, while celebrating white men for having basic hygiene as if they're revolutionaries. Of course, that's not to say we can't attempt to take in other viewpoints, but it's still going to be a fundamentally white perspective. Even this is a white perspective. It's literally the only one I can give you. So if you want to learn how other people construct and deconstruct gender, you need to learn it from someone who doesn't look like me.
But check it out, though. If I cannot take your advice because you're the white man, then why should I heed any of your advice? Who are you to say who to get information from or not? Why are you the authority on it? It's so weird. These people are they don't understand what they're saying. He's trying to remove himself as the authority on things that people should and should not do, while at the same time saying that he is the person to listen to when it comes to who you should listen to. So, I mean, it's whatever, man. Typical, just trying to, manage and delegate. But anyway, whatever. I digress. All right. So, and pardon me, Miss Frizzle. So we have a tech bro with a podcast who has a vape shop named Miss Frizzle, and he teaches kids on the Magic School Bus. Are they going? Y'all going to the bloodstream, and y'all going to examine the white blood cells? Are y'all going to go on somebody's brain? Are y'all going to go into the skin cells and all that good stuff? Okay, am I going to watch you at 8:00 in the morning in my first block class, in my homeroom class in 6th grade? Like, what's really going on, my man? Okay, but yeah, shout out to him. Shout out to Miss Frizzle, aka Podcast Bro, aka Mr. White Man. Hey man, I didn't know that I needed to hear that information, but I'm glad that I was told. I'm glad that I was told, because without him, I'd be lost. I'd be lost. Hold on. Waldo, but extra. Hey, that's crazy. Calling him Waldo. Where's Waldo? Waldo's lost. Waldo, we saw him, but he's still lost. We don't know where Waldo is right now. But anyway, let's watch this. Oh, the customers of size policy. Customers of size for Southwest Airlines. So there's an unpublicized policy that is on the books. It's not publicized because they don't want you to know. They don't want you to take advantage of it. If you are a so-called customer of size, and I'm not making this up, they literally said customer of size, like person of color. If you are a customer of size, you can order 2 seats for your travel, for yourself, just for yourself, because you're going to need the extra elbow room, high parts room, and everything else, right? Now, after your travel is complete, you can request to get a refund on the extra seat, because the only reason why you got it is because you're big and you needed more room. Now, they will give you a refund, so you have a complimentary free seat. I'm saying double negative. It's a compliment. It's a free seat. It's on the house, complimentary. That's unfair. I am tall, but I'm not a giant. I'm 6'3". So sometimes on certain planes, I'm a little bit scrunched in. I'm a little bit scrunched into my seat. I'm not hunched in like your man from the video in the Senate room. I'm scrunched into my seat, right? I'm in there. Okay, I got this person over here who might be a little bit rotund. All right. I got the lady over here. She all in the seat, slunched over, all this and that. I'm in the middle seat. I'm trying to make myself be slimline. I got an athletic build, but I'm not a small person. I'm more athletic. So I want to get a seat that has more leg room. So if I'm traveling Delta, I get Delta Comfort Plus. Maybe I get first class because I get more leg room. If I'm on Frontier and I get the regular seat, my knees are going to be in your back the entire ride. So if you don't want to have ABL's knees all in your shoulder blade, all in your hind parts throughout the entire Frontier flight, what I should do is get an upgrade on Frontier for the extra leg room seat. And then when I'm done traveling, I should be able to get the upgrade for free. Or if it's not Frontier or Delta, if it's Southwest, same thing. I want more room because I got long legs and I can't control it. I can't go to the gym and lose my my height. It is what it is. So give me that. Or you know what? I'm having a rough mental day and I need more space. I need more mental space. I need more head space. Okay. If there's a lot going on, the smells are triggering me. This lady over here got a BBL and she's like a perch. She's like a perch parrot sitting on the edge of the seat. So her hind parts don't connect to the actual, the mats of the seating. And I'm smelling all kind of stuff over there. It's a whole lot going on. Somebody went in the bathroom, blew it up. It had a door open for an extended period of time. I need the extra space to just have some headroom. So I'm going to buy that. And after I'm done traveling Southwest, I want a refund. If I can't get a refund for being tall, for having mental health issues, for whatever I want, then you're racist. You're racist. That's just what it is. I think they're going to have to rescind that policy because now It was not publicized, but TikTok got a hold of it. I got a hold of it. We all got a hold of it, and everybody knows. So everybody is going to try to use that particular thing to get an extra free seat. If you need more leg room, if you need the extra seat, buy it. If I want to have extra seat, extra leg room, I'll buy it. That's on me. If you weigh 1,000 pounds and you want another seat, buy it. It is what it is. If you're a normie and you're regular sized and you just want the extra seat, go ahead and buy it. Let's watch this right quick. Said, I'm a person of height. Yeah, I'm a person of height. A person of height, that's me all day long. Shout out to all the persons of height out there. Now, this is a TikTok video. The caption says, how to use Southwest customer size policy. I told you I wasn't making it up. How to use Southwest customer size policy at the airport. And there's a little note up under her chin that says, CC, gate agent, how can I help you, ma'am? Me, hi, I'm hoping to use your customer of size policy today. Let's check it out.
Hi, it's okay. I'm hoping to use your customer of size policy today. Yes, I'm leaving.
And then the person says, is it for your outbound flight? And she says, yeah, I'm leaving.
Thank you.
Place this in the seat next to you.
Okay, thank you so much for your help.
So she got something to put into a seat next to her. And it says you would get to board and get a free extra seat at no cost. Even on fully booked flights. No way. No way. I wish I would see you get on a flight that I had, that I was on the waiting list for, and you, just because you're real big, you get an extra seat that I could be sitting in. For real, if I'm trying to get from point A to point B, and I'm on the waiting list, and I got to sit next to Gilbert Grape, I'll do it. It's fine. I mean, I'm a contortionist at the end of the day. If I need to be, I could be in there. It's all good. Look, me and you going to be bosom buddies on this plane ride. If I got to get from point A to point B, you're not going to take my ride, Wendy from Wendy's, who ate too much Wendy's. And she gets 2 tickets.
May I have a seatbelt extender, please? Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you.
It says flying is public transportation and should be more comfortable and accessible for all people, including fat and disabled people. And it says Southwest is the only airline with this policy for customers of size. It should be the industry norm.
Hi, it's okay.
So that's how she did it. She got a free extra seat, even on the fully booked. Now listen, the policy I read said that you got to book it before. So when you're booking your plane ride, you book the extra seat at the same time. And after you travel, you can request to get a refund. But what she did was just book a regular seat and then say, hey, I'm fat. Can I get another one? All right, sure. Here you go. Boom. The plane fully booked and she got the extra ticket. That's crazy. That's totally crazy. So, hey, it is what it is. So shout out to the persons of size getting special treatment. Again, if you need the extra seat, if you need the extra room, then you should get it and pay for it yourself. Same thing I do, same thing everybody else does. Nobody should get any kind of special treatment because they feel like they should be treated specially. Okay, that's not how it works. Because then, how about this? How about I identify as fat? You know what? I identify as fat. I'm tall. I need more leg room, but since I can't get an upgraded seat for leg room, I identify as fat. What if I do this? I could put on a fat suit like the Clumps, Nutty Professor, etc. I put on a fat suit and I just become bigger. I can look like I weigh 500 pounds. I can look like a whole sumo wrestler. Okay, black sumo, that could be me. And like, yo, I need the extra seat. And then I go into the bathroom when the plane's in the sky, take my fat suit off, put it right in my overhead compartment, right in my overhead bag. Sir, did you lose weight? Yes, I did lose weight. And what? I'll be with my feet up in the seat. This is ridiculous, man. Look, you want the extra seat, go ahead and pay for it like everybody else. Now, let's go back. Speaking about fatness and whatnot, here's JFK back in the day, back when your man was running for Congress. Ben Cardin was running for Congress back in this time. Okay. Hold on. A little bit of context. Remember the guy from the staffer I showed you guys earlier? Remember the staffer who was fornicating in the Senate room that got fired just today? He was a staffer for Ben Cardin. Ben Cardin was part of government starting in 1967. This video was 62, just 5 years before Ben Cardin got in office. I'm not making this up. Let's watch this. All right, and RP, JFK, and headphone users.
There is nothing, I think, more unfortunate than to have soft, chubby, fat-looking children who go to watch their school play basketball every Saturday and regard that as their week's exercise. I hope that all of you will join, and everybody in the United States, to make sure that our children participate fully in a vigorous and adventurous life which is possible for them in this very rich country of ours. There is nothing
Imagine being upset. The only thing the kids do is play basketball. Nowadays, you get kids play basketball, they can go outside and play. That's good. But in basketball, I mean, that's all right. But imagine saying something like that today. Imagine saying that today. A whole different time. That accent, different time. What he's saying, different time. And he's right, though. He's definitely right. This should apply to all people, young, old, whatever. Exercise, diet is very important to live a healthy and happy and prosperous life. Absolutely. But you say something like that right now, there's no bueno. You got to be fat accepting. You got to accept people of all sizes, of all colors. Now, speaking of hey fat, that's a great segue, LB. We're going back to your man Joe, Creepy Joe. Hey fat. He's talking about something. The quote here from Benny Johnson says, "We've already begun to secure contracts on 3 new C-19 vaccines." Okay, secure contracts, huh? Let's watch this.
It's a simple principle. You shouldn't pay the highest price in the world for drugs that your tax dollars have already helped create. We're already begun to secure fair pricing clauses and contracts for new COVID vaccines, 3 new COVID vaccines. And we recently proposed that when a drug company prices drugs so high that Americans can't afford them, and those drugs were created by the American tax dollars.
Can we please Sandman this guy off the stage? Okay, I'm going to show you guys Sandman. You might not know who I'm talking about. Okay. I'm going to show you guys Sandman in a minute. But I'm going to just let this play, and then I'm going to show you Sandman.
The federal government can step in and allow other companies to make and sell that same drug for less, because they did it here. This is all part of my administration's work to promote competition across our economy, to lower costs, to raise wages, and improve care. Last week, we announced new steps to crack down on anti-competitive practices in healthcare. And we're going after what we call junk fees, like junk health insurance plans.
I mean, what in the world are we doing? This is the president. This is the president here. This guy, I mean, again, Sandman, come get him. Hold on. I got to show you guys this. This is like what I grew up on back in the day.
Y'all ready for your next?
Now, here's an old Steve Harvey. This is the Steve Harvey I remember as a kid growing up. A lot of y'all, this is before your time. Shout out to all the youngins out there who were not around during the 90s.
Y'all ready for your next act? See, yeah.
Now, this Steve Harvey, a little bit about Steve Harvey. This, I believe, was a wig. At least when he got to his Steve Harvey show, he would wear a wig all the time. And it was very well maintained. It was a whole big process. And then it's when he went to the bald head. After he just said, you know what, I'm done dealing with this wig.
Please welcome to the stage, Jean Renee. Jean Renee.
They already booing them. Now, okay, for you guys who don't know what this is Showtime at the Apollo. at the Apollo Theater, Harlem, New York City. It's like a talent show, kind of. People come on stage. They may sing, rap, dance, do comedy, whatever. And if the crowd doesn't like you, you're gonna get booed. You're gonna get booed relentlessly. They booing them instantly. They don't like his outfit. They don't like his shoes. They booing him right away.
All right, Gene, how you doing?
Jean Rene. And I'm from Jersey City.
All right, and what are you gonna do for us tonight, Gene?
You Bring Me Joy by Anita Baker.
Oh boy.
You Bring Me Joy. Y'all give it up for Gene. Go ahead, Gene.
I think they need to give him a chance and hear him out.
No, they're not gonna do that, man. They're not. They're booing them immediately. Nah. Sandman, please, come on. Come on. Please bring this back. We got what's the name? We got American Idol, all this and that with the little buttons. We need the full crowd participation. Boo! Get them off the stage. And here we go. Here comes Sandman. There we go. Sandman. Yeah, we need that for Joe Biden.
Coming up forever tonight.
Now, Sandman didn't even really get him, he didn't get him too hard. Sandman, what he would do, he come out there with that cane and hook you. He will hook your body with the cane and take you and get you out of there. So yeah, we need that for Joe Biden. Whenever you up there scrambling, stumbling, bumbling, let's get the sirens, let's get Sandman to get you up out of there. We need that kind of stuff back in 2023, 2024. Okay, all this soft stuff and people voting online and you can't see their faces and you can't see the reaction. I want you to boo me and I want to see it up close and personal. That's what I want to see. That's what I like. I like the immediate reaction. So yeah, shout out to Joe, Creepy Joe, still hanging on by a thread. And let's keep on rocking here. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. Is that the Gong Show? Just like it, very similar. Now, I covered this story about the mayor of Boston, Michelle Wu, having the electeds of color holiday party. And as a matter of fact, I have an update. They doubled down on it. They had the party and they like, so what? What are you going to do? Y'all being soft. We're going to do what we're going to do. It is what it is. Now, I'm going to show you the original video and then I'm going to show you the actual, well, hold on. I got to show you guys the original video, her husband.
An invitation issue has sparked some tension in.
Sorry about that. I'm going to show you her husband, the original video, and then the update. A brand new thing I've not shown you guys yet. So let's check it out. So here is Michelle Wu, the mayor of Boston, and her husband, the white man, Connor Prowarski. Okay. The white man's white man. Somebody was trying to tell me, oh, he's mixed. Mixed with what? German and Polish, Scottish and Irish, Ukrainian and Russian, Italian and Swedish. What are we talking about? This is a white man. Okay. With mixed biracial Asian and white kids. And I heard that she was some kind of way mixed with white as well. But obviously she's mostly, she's Asian presenting, I guess, if that's the word. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is not because I'm a racist. I don't care whoever you marry. You could be black, white, Puerto Rican, candy stripe. Whatever you want to do, that's your business. Y'all love each other. Y'all get married, have kids. I couldn't care less. The problem is that she hosted an electeds of color holiday party, as she calls it. I call it a Christmas party, but I guess that's offensive nowadays to say Christmas. So it's only for people who are non-white on the city council, which excludes 7 council members. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now let's get to the initial video. Then we're going to get to the update.
Boston City Hall. This all after an email went out to all city councilors about a holiday party when it was only meant for councilors of color. Our NBC 10's Eli Rosenberg joining us live outside City Hall. Eli, how is Mayor Wu reacting tonight?
Priscilla, Boston Mayor Michelle Wu says this is a party that has been held for more than a decade without any issues. An email.
So the party has been going on for a decade with no problems. The electeds of color. So for 10 years, they've had this party that's segregated. Now, as I said in my video, if there was a white council party, that'd be called a Klan rally. That'd be called racist. They had the federales down there, guns blazing, like, hey, break this up. We can't have this in 2023, 2024. But when they do it on the other side, the non-whites is totally fine. I think that's bad. I think that's wrong. If we're going to say that racism, segregation is wrong, then it's wrong. If it's okay, then it's okay for everyone, not just for certain people, not just for non-whites. It can't be this whole rules for thee, but not for me type situation happening.
Was sent out to all city councilors about the party yesterday, but several minutes later, that invite was rescinded for some of the council members.
So I was interrupting, but what happened was an email went out to the entire city council to invite them to the party, but it was only supposed to go to the colored council members. ABL, that's racist. How is it racist? I could say electeds of color, but I can't say colored. Tell me the difference. I wait. I digress.
I'm going to leave these in your offices.
At the last scheduled Boston City Council meeting of the year, a festive atmosphere. There were gifts, smiles, and group pictures. But also tension over a holiday party not everyone on the city council was invited to.
And I don't get offended. You don't want me at a party, I'm not going to come to a party, so, you know.
It all started with this email sent out by a city staffer on Tuesday on behalf of Mayor Michelle Wu, inviting all city councilors to an Electeds of Color holiday party on Wednesday night. About 15 minutes later, the same staffer sending out an email apologizing for sending out the invite to all city councilors. The mayor saying the party is just intended for minority elected officials.
There are many, many events that are private events for all different sorts of groups, and so we've clarified that and look forward to seeing everyone at one of the other dozens of opportunities to celebrate the holidays together.
The mayor says the Electeds of Color holiday party has been held for more than a decade, and there's never been an issue before this. And two city councilors attending the event defending the party.
It's not at all divisive. It's creating spaces for people and communities and identities with shared experience to come together.
I think somebody wanted to make this an inflammatory issue, and they've clearly succeeded. I have two microphones in my face asking me about an annual holiday party that we have.
Now, this right here is crazy. Ricardo Arroyo. Mr. Ricardo, what do you fill out on your census, Mr. 70% Iberian Peninsula DNA? Huh?
And whether or not I should, care about their feelings that there's a holiday party for people of color that they weren't invited to because they don't share those experiences.
But Frank Baker, attending his last scheduled city council meeting, says the party sends a wrong message for a council long plagued by infighting.
I think the holidays is a time for everybody to get together. So we'll see what happens, the way it goes. I do find it divisive, but, what are you going to do about it?
So that's the video right there. That's what's happening. Now there's an update. Okay, there's an update. They had the party. The party happened. And okay, I got a picture for you guys. I have a picture of the party. And then we're going to get to what she said afterward. Let's check it out. So here we go. This is the party. All right. Now I can't tell who's with who. I think everyone was allowed a +1. You see the mayor over there with the white man. Okay, there's Mr. Arroyo, and there's some racially ambiguous lady. We got some black folks in here. Okay, over there, and right here, I can't tell what kind of race they are. So these are the electeds of color and their +1 guests at the party, and they had it, and it happened. All right, so yeah, quite a few people that it's kind of questionable. This whole thing about race is so dumb because look, you can be 70% white, but call yourself black, or you're not white. but you could be 70% black. Hold on, I got to just get it together. You're 70% white, you can't call yourself white. You're 70% black, you call yourself black. You could be less than half black and call yourself black. You could be 25%. You could be Mariah Carey and call yourself black. It's weird. Race in this country is so weird. In this world, it's a weird concept because of all the admixture going on. Okay. But let's go over here to her comment about the whole thing.
I think we've had individual conversations with everyone so people understand that it was truly just an honest mistake that went out in typing the email field, and I look forward to celebrating with everyone at the holiday parties that we will have besides this one as well. So it is my intention that we can again be a city that lives our values and create space for all kinds of communities to come together.
So that's what's going on. She's like, look, basically, it was a mistake with the email. I mean, like, this is nothing to really be upset about. It's nothing to get triggered about. It was just an email mistake, and that's it. That's all. So we have other parties for the whites to go to, but not this one. This is just for no whites. Whites are allowed at the other parties. So that's kind of what it is. There's no only white party, but there is a colors only party. I mean, excuse me, electeds of color. I got to say the right thing. I don't want to get canceled. I don't want anybody to get triggered. So that's what's going on. You guys are funny. She Wong, Fang, y'all are crazy. Y'all are wild. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all of that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. All right. So, hold on. What did I want to get to? Did I want to get to I got one topic I wanted to get to. Y'all give me a second. I just want to make sure I didn't put it out. Or I did. Oh yeah, the Facebook staffer. Okay, the Facebook staffer. So we have a staffer over at Facebook, Miss, what's her name? One of these hyphenated names. That's a red flag right there. Okay, so she's a former Facebook diversity executive, and her name, Barbara Furlow Smiles. Barbara Furlow Smiles. Okay. Wigging and weaving. Shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson. Settling up. She decided to steal from Facebook to the tune of not one, not two, not three, but $4 million. Now, my thing is, how dumb are you and how greedy are you? You are a Facebook executive of diversity, equity, and inclusion. You don't do anything all day. You chilling. You have a fake job getting paid buku dinero, mucho dinero, grande dinero. What are you doing? Just sit in your office and scroll TikTok all day and you get paid. What's the problem? Why you got to steal? And you're going to steal from Facebook using big tech platforms? Are you dumb? Are you dumb? You think that they can't tell what you're doing? She was so dumb. She was using Facebook credit cards that were linked to PayPal and Venmo to pay her employees of side companies, just dumb stuff. Here's what she would do. Now, let me see if I can find a picture of Miss Furlow Smiles right quick. Okay, Barbara Furlow Smiles. She, again, was a Facebook executive with diversity, equity, and inclusion. Her job was to bring on more so-called, quote-unquote, diverse people. And I'm sure she got paid handsomely to do this fake work. Not anything to do with actual, the product of Facebook working properly. But check it out. That's her right there, Miss Furlow Smiles. The wig is crazy. You're making all this money and can't get a wig that stays on your head. But anyway, I'm being petty. I'm being ridiculous. But check it out. She was in charge of signing off on invoices. So she would allow fake invoices to pass through. She'd sign off on them. She'd submit them to Facebook, and then they'd pay the invoice. And what had happened is the invoices were going to pay friends of hers. And as a result, she would say, hey, okay, I need a kickback. And people would give her cash money that they wrap up in T-shirts and deliver them to her. They'd make cash deposits and bring her the money. Then she had two things. she would have the fake invoices that she would sign off on, and that would go to Facebook. Facebook would pay it to her friends, and they give her kickbacks in cash. And then she would pay so-called employees with money that came from Facebook credit cards, her own credit cards. You got to be the dumbest person in the world. Of course, Facebook will see this. You're using electronic means to move around money, fake invoices. And when I say fake, I mean, okay, there'd be invoice submitted for goods, services that never were actually fulfilled, that didn't actually happen. It was just paper. And she said, okay, it's for X amount of money. $4 million she stole. Now she's going to the penitentiary, Big Rocks, Little Rocks. The DOJ's involved. Oh, yeah. Fed time. You're going to steal from Facebook? Listen, diversity, equity, and inclusion is a fake job. So you're not going to get serious people. If you have engineers, people that actually make the product go forward, sales, ad sales people, things like this, they actually contribute to Facebook. This kind of person right here is the same thing as what we saw earlier. The Ethiopian woman that was an IDF veteran. It's diversity. One thing about diversity is that they're trying to kill two birds with one stone. As a minority black woman, that's two birds. Minority as being a woman in a space, like a tech space. If you are female, you're a minority. And if you're black, you're a two-time double minority. Two birds with one stone. And you have prior experience. You got a good resume. You could go talk. You could be kind of a spokesperson. You could do podcasts, things of this nature. Okay, cool. We'll hire you. Just for PR, just to check a box. And it's bad because people like this make other black women look terrible. Because you have actually qualified black women out there who are really good at what they do, who do not have to be DEI people doing fake work. They're really, really good at what they do. A lot of you guys out there, you do fantastic work. I know you guys. I met you guys a lot. Fantastic work. People like this make everybody else look terrible. Because it's automatically this thing in the back of your mind. Are you a real person? Are you a scammer? Are you trying to take trips to Vegas and you trying to ball out in Atlanta? Because I think she's from the East Coast, but she went to college in Atlanta. Spelman, I believe, or Morehouse, whichever one is for the women. So she went to college in Atlanta. You live in this party girl lifestyle. You wigging and weaving. You going to the clubs. You buying hookah. You doing all kind of stuff. You buying. She did one thing. She did was spend $10,000 on like portraits. Portraits of what? Of you, of yourself in your house. Dumb stuff. So yeah. That is Barbara Furlow Smiles. She's going to the penitentiary. She's going to get sentenced in March of next year, 2024. The DOJ's on this. She stole $4 million. But she was a Facebook executive. So she was getting paid handsomely because, here's my thing. I'm not going to say that stealing is okay. I'm not going to justify stealing. But I will understand if someone stole if they had no money. Again, it's not okay, but it makes sense to do the wrong thing because of your finances. I understand why you would do that. However, this person made plenty of money. You see, and this is why a lot of your Instagram people, a lot of your people on social media, you see all this flashy stuff, the cars and the jewelry and all this and that. You see all that? A lot of it is fake. It's not real. It's scamming. It's rented. It's to make you think things are one way and they're really not. And then people try to compare themselves to all this fake stuff and they get caught up like Miss Furlow Smiles. You think that everybody just has all these vehicles, they have all these clothes, they got all this jewelry, when really they're scamming, they're stealing, they're robbing, they're not doing the right thing. You try to do what they're doing and end up doing the same thing that they do. You've not seen them on Facebook in a while or Instagram or whatever, TikTok. You may not see your favorite influencer because they got locked up. Matter of fact, hold on. I got a story, another one, before we get to the calls. And shout out to you guys for being here. If you like what you heard so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, Do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. This is also a podcast you're listening to right now. It'll be available on your favorite audio streaming platform, whether that be Google Play, Spotify, Apple, iTunes, etc. Link for that will be in the description, or just go to your favorite audio streaming platform and search ABL Live, and that should pop right on up. Now, let me see. It was 2 Instagram influencers, and they got popped for trafficking cocaine, I believe. Yeah, like a lot of cocaine. Yeah, here we go. Here we are. All right, let me put it on the screen for you guys right quick. And the one thing I want to show you, these mug shots are much different than how they look on Instagram. You know, talk about catfish. I mean, good grief. Okay, hold on. Let me read what they did. So 2 Instagram influencers, hold on. 2 Instagram influencers were caught with 200 pounds of cocaine in Alabama, and they plan to plead guilty. They're facing 10 years with the L, 10 years to life in prison, and they have to pay $10 million with an M, $10 million in fines. And their names are Melissa Rocky Antiola, 34, California, and Melissa Dufour. They got the same name. That's weird. 36, Miramar, California. Okay. So you see these girls, they be in the club. They look kind of ridiculous, but they be in the club and they got all kind of things going on, and they got nice clothes and nice cars, and ain't nothing but drug mules at the end of the day. And you're not going to see them on Instagram anymore, and you might not know why. It's like, hey, what happened to that girl that had the tattoo on her forehead that said, you know, dumb and young, whatever it is? Oh, update, she's in prison doing 10 with the L because she was a cocaine mule trying to get it to Hunter Biden. All right. Yeah, those Instagram, hey, the real picture versus the Instagram picture. So there you have it on Instagram. Personally, I'm not a big fan of this makeup style. I already kind of know what it is. You know, that's kind of like, to me, it's kind of drag queenish, but I'm not trying to hate. But that's how she looks on Instagram. And then boom, there we go. And she doesn't look that bad right there, but it ain't the same as this. Okay. And then the other one. All right, here we go over here. That's how she looks on IG with the baby hairs and the big crazy stuff going on. And then, okay, we're looking like the singer Lloyd. She's 5'2", I want you in the face. Doesn't look that bad necessarily, but it's not the same as this. All right, so there we have it. It's a lot of that going on with the lip fillers and whatnot. Your boy Matt Rife looks like one of these Hollywood just destructed faces, the lip fillers and everything. It just looks weird. If you got a thin nose and big lips, it just looks like really kind of questionable. It's like the BBLs where they get the real big high parts, but they got them little stick legs. It's like we just playing Harlem Globetrotters. You got the little fingertip with the basketball on it. That's how you look. You look crazy. Go sit down and get that deflated, please. But anyway, if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That will help me out tremendously. Okie dokie. All right, let's go to the super chats, and we're going to get to the calls in a minute. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. Let's go ahead and get into the super chats here. Shout out to Apple Bacher off Puff Daddy, who says, hey, ABL, you see that Democrat staffer in the Senate chamber? I did. Tristan Tate and Jay Sixer should have done that instead of protest. Exactly. They wouldn't be in jail. Exactly right. Shout out to Apple again, who says, hey, ABL, are you being too harsh to the ASMN movie? What's that? The Magic Negro movie? Maybe it is a satire of white liberals. I recall you saying that you had no interest in Woman King, but you ended up liking it. Yeah, it was okay. It was a decent movie. I wouldn't watch it again. But the Magic Negro movie is just weird because of a lot of things. I would play the trailer right here, but they gave me a copyright claim actually on the video I did about it. So I don't really want to do that again. I didn't get a strike, I got a claim. So they're just I'm trying to dispute it, but you know, it is what it is. But the Magic Negro movie with David Alan Grier and the biracial guy, it's just kind of strange. Like I want them to really explore the trope of the magic Negro. And I'm not saying this in a way to just use that word. That's the name of the movie. The American Society of Magic Negroes is the movie name. It stars David Allen Greer, this guy, Justice Smith, obviously biracial guy. I looked him up. His mom is white, like Drake, Doja Cat, etc. Nothing wrong with that, but it's like, okay, if the name of the movie is American Society of Magic Negroes, why do you have a guy who's white and black playing the lead character? I don't understand. But anyway, let's keep on going. Thank you to Apple, who says, check out this Minnesota story from 2007, or MN story from 2007, LA Times, David Ehrenstein. Okay. Thank you to Viking 4848, who says, keeping it real. Keep keeping it real. Thank you for that. Appreciate you. Thank you to Apple, who says, callers, please be sober and polite and to the point. There we go. Shout out to you. Thank you to Michael Critchlow, who says, will you do a follow-up? I read that one earlier, but I'll read it again. He says, will you do a follow-up about the mother of the 6-year-old who shot his teacher in the chest? I think she was sentenced to 5 years. Thoughts? Yeah, I'm going to do that. That video I've already recorded. It's coming out tomorrow, and I'll probably recap it on the Wednesday show. So I've already done that. Thank you for bringing that back up to me. Thank you to Underdog Anomaly, who says, thoughts on the Ukrainian counselor throwing grenades at the government meeting? I saw that video, and I can't play it here on YouTube, but I don't know what was going on with that. I thought it might be fake. I thought it might be something that was fraudulent. I have no idea what's happening, but that was pretty crazy. I don't know who that was or what was going on. It was really weird. Thank you to Martin Santiago, who says, just left the Apple store, $5,000 later, got an M3 Max MacBook Pro and AirPod Maxes. A moment of silence from my wallet, please, ABL. Yeah, RIP to your wallet, man. Moment of silence. RIP to Martin's wallet. Yeah. Shout out to Gina Mo for this emoji right here and your donation. I appreciate you. Thank you to Santo Bartez, who says, I wonder when progressives are going to start making BIPOC only spaces, like maybe the back of the bus or the public transit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're going right back to that. Back of the bus. I mean, they have BIPOC only. Matter of fact, hold on. You know what? You have great timing, Santo Bartez. Hold on. I have something right here. Do I have it still? Please let me say I got it. I need to have that particular thing. I had it. Oh, here we go. Yep. Here we go. And this is kind of an old picture, 2021. So look at this right here. Okay. 1962, you have the colored water fountain and then the white water fountain. And then 2021, DEI session, people of color. And then DEI session, people who are white. It's right there. We're already here. This is 2 years ago. And then the bottom of this meme says, when you're so woke, you bring back segregation. Exactly. We're already here. So it's a matter of how far will it spread? I remember Lauren Chin. Shout out to Lauren Chin, Romo Millennial. I remember watching one of her videos, or I might have been talking to her actually. I met her many years ago, back in El Paso, Texas, actually. She was talking about how when she went to college and she was getting assigned her dorm, they were placing people from certain backgrounds with each other. Okay, you're Asian and you might speak this language, or you might just fit into this culture. Okay, you're going to be over here with these people. You're going to be on this floor. You're black and you kind of, okay, you're going to be over here. You're a white guy, middle America. Okay, you're going to be over there. They were doing that in college just some years ago. So, I mean, we've not really gotten beyond segregation. We've not really gotten beyond it. It's still here. So people can say it's good, bad, or whatever, but I don't want to hear anybody that says that it's okay to have DEI and a person of color party. I don't want to hear them say that it's only okay if they do it. It's got to be okay across the board for white, black, Puerto Rican, Canadian strike. It has to be right for everybody to segregate, or nobody does. It can't be just only certain people, because that's racist. Anyway, let's keep on rocking here. Shout out to Big Rocks, Little Rocks, the best name on the YouTubes, who says, shout me out, ABL, and will Hunter burnt pipe Biden get sent to the gulag to make big rocks into little rocks. I mean, he does love a white rock. Hey, you know what? That might be his job, to break down crack rocks. He loved that job. He'd be in there all day. That'd be a dream job for Hunter Biden. You know, like you might have a dream job to be a Facebook diversity director, getting paid $500,000 a year, but you still want to steal $4 million. That'd be a great job for Hunter, to go to the penitentiary, break down big rocks to little rocks, especially crack rocks. But let's get to the calls. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. Shout out to you guys on the Facebooks. I see you. If you want to join in, again, the number is always in the description. It'll be right here in the ticker in the minute. And there's also an email in the description below this video that you can use to get in through Skype. And you could be right here in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. There it is right there on the ticker, 434-658-1220. Let's go ahead and get rocking and rolling. If Skype doesn't work right, don't blame me. Blame the white man, because you know it ain't my fault. I ain't taking responsibility for that. Let's keep on going. And let's get right into it. All right. Nine five one, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
ABL, this is Paul.
All right.
I wanted to talk to you about the magical Negroes.
All righty.
So I met David Allen Greer in 2006. All right. He was doing a comedy show at the Brea Improv. He was playing a homeless drug addict, right? And he pulled down his drawers and he showed his whole backside. You know, it was pretty funny. All right.
Hold on. Can you rewind that? So he showed his whole backside while he was doing. Did I miss that?
Yeah. You got that right. He was showing it on stage. He was freckled.
Wow.
All right. So okay. Number 2 point. Gay Senate video.
Yeah.
Released by the Daily Wire. Right. Do you think this is something to cover up or get past the whole Hunter Biden issue?
I'm not sure what you mean.
The whole Hunter Biden is going into he's being indicted, and then all of a sudden this video comes out.
Right. So how would that impact Hunter Biden?
No. I'm thinking this is gonna kind of take cover for the Hunter Biden issue. This is something completely different. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I want to shout out to Christine on your Facebook.
Yeah.
That's my wife. She went through surgery on Friday, and like a champ. You know, it's been 7 months going through this thing. I want to ask your chat to pray for her relief. You know?
Absolutely, man. Right on.
Yeah. So what about your Christmas gifts? What do you got for the fam?
Just basic stuff. You know, it's hard. Christmas gifts, I always have a hard time because, you know, it's not like when I'm a little kid and I want the latest toy or something like that. When we're adults, it's like, what do you really do? What do you really get? So I do pretty basic stuff.
Let me tell you, I got a 5 and 6 year old son, 5-year-old son, 6-year-old son. I got him telescope, books, a chess set. My oldest son wants to learn how to play chess. Yeah. Doctor stuff. Yeah. And then my youngest son wants a cowboy hat.
Well,
hey, shout out to you. Shout out to the chat. Thank you for taking my call, bro.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right. Bye.
All right. Great call. Shout out to my man for the call. And I see you guys in the chat. You were saying it's like a distraction with Hunter Biden. I mean, possibly, but I don't know why Daily Wire would do that to distract from Hunter Biden. You see what I'm saying? I don't think that was meant to distract from Hunter Biden. I think that it just got out there because it had been going on in these groups for a while. Because remember, the video of the staffer hunched over in the Senate hearing room, that came from a group chat that had been going on for a minute. So this is probably not the first time that a thing like that has been done. This has been the first time it's been publicized. So I don't think it was publicized for the purpose of trying to interfere with the Hunter Biden situation. And yeah, definitely prayers out to his wife, Christine. Shout out to her. Big up. Shout out to her. Hopefully she gets well soon. 570, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL. You're speaking to Dominic from Brooklyn, ABL. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. How about yourself?
Good. The reason I called in tonight is I watch your show every week. I always enjoy your videos, your commentary. You're so on the money on so much stuff. But the main reason I was calling you was to say that one thing I enjoy is your chat. You can tell that you've got people of all races, ethnicities, all trolling, being funny. And I'm in there too. I'm Doomster in the house. And just watching your chat while your show goes every Saturday night, it's at least for me, it's Saturday nights. It's so heartwarming to see everybody having so much fun, trolling and having fun and going along with the topics that you do. And I really appreciate what you do. I just wanted you to know that and to let your chat know. You guys are great. The people out there in your chat, you guys are all great. So just wanted to let you know that, my man.
Well, thank you for that, man. I appreciate your call, always.
You have a good night, ABL.
Same to you. Shout out to the call. Yeah, the chat is always a good chat. Shout out to you guys. You guys are always hilarious. Always have me rolling. Like, I can't always watch the chat when I'm talking and when I'm doing certain things and when I'm taking calls, but sometimes when I'm able to glance at it, you guys will say something crazy and it just kind of like I start giggling on the inside or I just laugh right outright. You guys are amazing. So shout out to the chat, always. 319, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
You guys are always Daniel from Iowa.
All right, man. What's going on?
Nothing much. I'm from Chicago. I want to answer about some of the stuff you talked about from Chicago, where people come to Iowa moving out, the immigrants.
Yeah.
I moved here in 2007, and there was a billboard on the Dan Ryan on 95 saying, "Hey, come to Iowa, get Section 8. You have it in 2 months."
Wow, that's crazy. Wait a minute, on the Dan Ryan. So wasn't that in Chicago?
Yeah, that's in Chicago.
So basically, so they were saying, so basically they were telling you in Chicago to leave.
Yeah.
You said yeah.
So they tore down a project on the west side. And it was moving people down south of Naperville, Bolingbrook of Illinois.
Wow.
So I moved to Iowa. I've been here for 18 years.
So basically what you're saying, if I'm getting you right, this was a thing that they organized in Chicago to get people to move out of Chicago.
Yeah, so out the downtown area.
They
tore down the project and moved people out of Iowa. People in Iowa was like, why are these Chicago people coming here? Murder rates started going up in these little small college towns. It was embarrassing to say you from Chicago.
Wow, that's crazy.
Thank you. I'm a first-time caller. I watch your show all the time. I watch it while I'm at work.
Well, I appreciate that, man. Have a good one. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, shout out to the caller. Yeah, that's wild. So he was kind of breaking up a little bit. But basically, what I heard, they had a billboard on a Dan Ryan in Chicago that says, "Hey, go to Iowa, Section 8 instantly." All right, bet, let's do it. And then they just went out there. It was a program to get them out. Hey, but now what's happening? Now we're getting illegal aliens to come and camp out in the police station and outside in the polar vortex and everything else. So, hey, it is what it is. Because I was wondering why they're going to Iowa. Like, why out there to Podunkville, USA? And shout out to all the Iowans, if that's the correct term, out there. Nothing against you guys. Nothing against the corn and everything. Shout out to the corn. Shout out to high fructose corn syrup, corn, soybean, whatever you got. I appreciate you for growing whatever you grow. But yeah, I was wondering why they were going out there specifically. That was just kind of a random place to be. All right. But shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. And the number to call is 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. There is also an email in the description box if you want to get in through Skype, and that'll be right there in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. All right. Murder capital. Iowegian. I think that might not be right. Iowaskins. You guys are just saying anything, right? See, there go the chat, just doing what the chat does. Okay. Hold on. Samantha says, nope, en route from Houston to Atlanta, and it was 217 pounds of coke. Wow. 217, talking about those Instagram so-called models. They had 217 pounds of cocaine, and they were going from Houston to Atlanta. Well, I tell you what, in Atlanta, is no shortage of people that want it. That's drugs, pills, coke, all that out there. And I don't do none of it. That's why I stay away from certain elements, from certain crowds. I'm good. I'm not into the drugs. Okay. Give me a plate of food and a glass of water and I'm good. I don't want no cocaine. Do not pull out I don't care how much fun we having. Do not pull out the cocaine, because I am calling the police. Like, yo, they got cocaine in here. Please get them. I don't want nothing to do with it. All right. Call me a snitch, whatever. I ain't trying to go to the joint. All right. That's just what that is. But shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for joining. Yeah, I don't want nothing to do with none of that extra stuff, but that's really big down there in Atlanta. And DC too, obviously, because we got the cocaine in the White House. I mean, that's crazy. Who was the genius that said, let me bring this hard drugs into a federal facility? Anyway, 718, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Oh, hi, Anthony. It's Hallie from Brooklyn. It's been a long time. I've got to sit here and do my work, but I've been itching to ask this of you, your opinion, especially just after, excuse me, just looking at the pictures of that party. Do you predict, I know I work at a Jewish school, and we're getting a surge of enrollment now. A lot of Jews are just so fed up with what's going on in the Ivies and everything. Do you predict the same for the black historic colleges? Are they going to see a surge of enrollment? Maybe the population there is so fed up with these kind of things that are going on. I don't know what you mean anti-Semitism, but just even being pandered to. HBCUs are just as woke as any other place. They're probably like the center of wokeness. Really?
Yeah, you only go there for a cultural experience. You don't go there to escape wokeism at all.
Oh! I thought maybe there's a spectrum. I thought perhaps I don't know if there are any that are more like Christian based or something like that. I really don't know.
Not at all.
But oh, really? Wow. No, it's just so idiotic at this point. But I just looking at. I don't live in Boston, and I'm glad I don't. But I just didn't realize it's just come to that point, because I'm hearing about these colleges wanting to segregated spaces. So I thought maybe they'd just be better off. The people do well in their, but if you're saying there's no escape, it's really, anyway, I have to get back to work, but I thank you for answering that question. I love your show, and so my regards to everyone. Okay.
Right on.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Appreciate you. Yeah, shout out to the HBCUs, though. I almost went to Norfolk State in Norfolk. That's a black college. I almost went there. I was that close to going. That was my first choice. Like, after I went to TCC, the community college, had my degree, I was going to transfer, do 2 years, and get a bachelor's. That was the plan, but it didn't happen. Anyway, I went to Norfolk State, and I had this person I was supposed to speak to, a counselor or something. He was going to get me into the program, get me enrolled and everything, but it was always some kind of problem. It was like 3 times, and he kept basically flaking on me. The first time it was like, okay, my car broke down. Then it was he was super late and I had to go to work. And I forget what the third time was. It was always something. So I said, you know what? This is a sign I don't need to go here. Then I went to ODU, and then I found some problems there after I already been there. These 2 liberal white guys who were gatekeeping the art program. But different story. I digress. 979, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey.
Hello, are you there?
Oh, I'm there. Hey, this is David down in Texas.
All right, man, what's going on?
Oh, not much. I've been trying to catch up on the live stream tonight, and I'm not really sure where y'all are at, but I can tell everything's kind of going all over the place. There's so much going on right now, and everybody brings up race. Everybody keeps bringing up politics and this and that. But what we need to focus on is people doing what they need to do and making yourself better tomorrow than you left yesterday, you know? And I'm sure you've heard this, and I know that's how you live, and that's how everybody needs to start living. And until we do that and bring back values and things like that to this country, we have no foot to stand on, you know? And that's really all I got to say right now. And I wish I had more to say, because I do, but just right now, I'm glad I got through. So just keep doing what you're doing. And I'm here every Saturday night, and I love it.
Thank you for your call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, shout out to the caller. You know, definitely valid points there. You know, I'm all about Mr. Self-improvement. You know, improve yourself, do what you can do to improve your own life, your own situation. And at the same time, we got to focus on what's happening around us, things that we cannot control ourselves. Like, you can do whatever you can to improve yourself and your situation in your life. But at the same time, let's be involved in the community so we're not just held captive to these people that don't wish us well, you know, if that makes any sense. Let's keep on rocking here. The number to call, 434-658-1220. 702, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
David. Is this ABL?
Yes, it is.
Hey, ABL. First-time caller, long-time listener and watcher, man. I love your stuff. It's awesome. I'm about 4 beers in, so just throw that out there. This whole Boston No Whites party, man, people acting like white supremacy is like the biggest threat in America, and it's not, man. I just made a clip on Twitch. I was trying to put politics, you know, talk politics, and I put left, right. I tried to put black and white, and it said white was against our policies, you know, might offend some peoples. And I was like, are you kidding me? On Twitch, like, so I had to make a clip of that. So we'll see if that gets, you know, taken down here soon. And then, let's see. This Southwest, the size, man, we need to get back to working out. I try to do like at least 10 push-ups a day, you know, some cardio. You got to get some cardio in every day, you know. Like, we got to bring in personal training, PT, back in. And with this Facebook diversity manager, I don't even want to hear anything about Facebook. I stopped being on Facebook a long time ago. And Zuckerberg, if I could curse, you know, I got a couple of words for you. But other than that, ABL, man, I love your stuff, brother. Thank you for listening to me. And, yeah, that's all I got to say.
Thank you for the call, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate it too, man. Thank you. Love your stuff. Peace out.
All right, now. Shout out to the caller. Hey, great call. Shout out to my man. I appreciate that. You guys are funny. Somebody said the beer is beering. Hilarious. Yeah. Hey, the 10 push-ups, man, you look, hey, you know what? We all got to start somewhere, okay? We got to start somewhere. All right? But hey, maybe he's doing inverted. You never know, because I remember back in the day that might be a challenge. Here's my question. How many push-ups can you guys do right now? Like, if you get on the ground right now, how many can you do? Okay, now, I've kind of fallen off, personally. I used to be able to do, my max was 150 push-ups at once. Full push-ups. I'm serious. No, just doing something fast, talking about full push-ups, down, up, down. Like, I was doing that. I was going hard, but I'm not quite that way anymore. I still got a lot of my athleticism though. I could probably do 40 right now, full push-ups. No girl push-ups, no knees on the ground, just full down, my nose. Because my dad was really into that. He was a big exercise nut. He was like, yo, boy, you got to get it all the way down, have your nose just barely graze the ground. Your chest can't touch the ground. Your nose touch the ground barely. Right at you like hovering above it like that. You could put a cell phone in between, and even less than that, a sheet of paper, and you can slide it up under you. That's what I was taught to do. But anyway, I digress. That's a whole different thing. 260, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
David, BBP demand in the chat.
All righty, man. What's going on?
Not a whole lot. Man, what a great show. You and the chat have been making me rolling all night. But I was going to touch on a subject that you didn't really mention, if you don't mind. It kind of has to deal with one of the candidates running for Republican.
Okay.
Nikki Haley. She made a video in 2012 where she's like behind a Chinese flag, or the Chinese flag's behind her. It's like Blue Star Silicones. Like I guess she sold them like 20 acres of land in South Carolina where she's the governor governor. And she even said, like, I now officially work for you. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Interesting.
Yep. Yep. I don't know if anybody heard of that or if they're, like, kind of going for that. But if they're not for foreign interests being here on our soil, so I'd throw that out there.
I mean, personally, I'm not a fan of Nikki Haley anyway because of other things. I've not seen the video you're referencing, but I've seen quite a few other things. I saw her talking about, what's that, gender reassignment surgery for children, saying that it's an okay thing as long as the parents are with it. I'm like, okay, that right there is enough, you know. So I've not seen
That's a red flag.
A big red flag, absolutely.
Yeah, like I didn't hear that one, but yeah, that's not good neither.
Right.
No good. Oh, and since one caller called about Iowa, with that satanic statue that went down in the Capitol House, I don't know if you heard about that one either.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yep. I thought that was great. Great news. Sorry the dude got arrested and everything, but I mean, it made a point. Like, we don't really want that type of stuff going on in our courthouses or, you know, county buildings or something, you know what I mean? Capitol buildings, none of that.
Exactly.
Don't belong there. But, yeah, I just thought I'd give you a call, say great show, as always. Much love to the chat, you, everybody. Keeping it rocking.
Thanks for the
call, all right, well, you guys have a good night. Take care.
Thanks for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
Yep. All right. Bye.
All right. Shout out to the caller. Shout out to you guys as well. Appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling with me. 912, you don't line who am I speaking to?
What's going on, ABL, man?
Ain't nothing, man. What's happening?
It's your boy Joel Davis Media Network, fam.
All right, man. What's going on?
Nothing, man. Once again, I want to tell you, man, your show was A1 tonight.
Thank you, man.
It really was. So, yeah, man. You really hit some good points, especially with the Apollo and the Sandman.
Yeah.
that was hilarious. I want to talk about the mayor, Michelle Wu, in Boston, man, with the whole party. You know, Boston already had a history of racial tensions, you know, back in 1972 when they had started the whole busing thing so they could desegregate the schools, because they were like one of the last cities and states in that area that didn't do it yet. You know what I mean?
Right.
And all of the stuff and the backlash they got, you would think that they would want to show a solidarity type of unity. Not this whole, well, we're just going to do a party just for black folks and exclude white people. I mean, how are you telling me that we're trying to be united? That's not united. That's division, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And not to mention, too, I mean, not to sound messed up and stuff, but We need white people at Christmas parties. They give the best damn gifts. But that, I mean, excuse my expression, man. That's that's my thing. You know what I mean? But in all fairness, it's not right. You know, we're not showing unity at all. And another thing I also wanted to also touch was about the situation stating about Nikki Haley getting the big endorsement and stuff. I hope and pray that Nikki Haley do not become the front representative of the Republican Party, because right now Trump is the heartbeat of the Republican Party. If they didn't have Trump, we would not stand a chance right now to win nothing, because people will go back to the lesser of two evils. And not to mention, Nikki Haley just don't have the voice that we need, you know? Me personally, I just feel like, you know, her role is better being like a representative for foreign relations or something like that. But running a country, she just don't have it. That's just my personal opinion. I just think that they're trying to pick someone other than Trump, and if that's who they're going with, it just ain't gonna work. They'll do better trying to at least trying to promote DeSantis than her, because she doesn't connect with none of the young people. Trump know how to connect with the young people and all races of people and all people of different nationalities and different financial situations. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got more Black Americans now wanting to vote Trump back in that never vote Republican in their life, because they're tired, ABL. They're tired of being broke. They're tired of living paycheck to paycheck. They're tired of empty promises. They want someone that's going to come in and get it done.
Absolutely, 100% correct.
And not to mention, too, the American people are tired of all this money we giving away to Ukraine. Ukraine done got so much money from us now. Dude don't even plan a schedule to come to the White House. He just shows up, knock on the door. Yo, man, I need 200 mil. I need 300 mil. I need 400 mil.
Yeah.
And gets the check and walk out.
Exactly.
And it's sad that we have a country that shows disrespect to us as a nation, because we're supposed to be one of the strongest nations in the world. And we should be able to tote the line and tell any nation that's in war that we help out temporarily. Listen, bro, it's done. We have done what we can. You need to figure it out, or you need to do some peace talks, because we ain't in the budget of funding you.
Exactly, 100% correct.
But I know one thing, ABL, I'm going to try to find me a Ukrainian family so I can put them on my income taxes next year, because that's just how I feel right now, bro. I'm just being 100.
I mean, like, we might as well, because we giving them so much money like a dependent.
Yeah, exactly. I sure is. I'm going to try to find one, and I'm going to try to hook you up one too, ABL, so you can do your tax business right off too, or Ukrainian business or something. Because the way they got us funding these people, they should be a part of us by now, bro. They should be our dependents.
Exactly.
But either way, I want to let you know I'm doing a show right after your show, okay? And tell everybody too, if it's your first time hearing me, follow your boy Joel Davis Media Network. Everywhere, all social media platforms, spreading the truth. So once again, ABL, keep killing it, bro.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right, brother. Bye.
All right, shout out to my man, Joel Davis Media Network. You guys go ahead and check him out. Let's keep on rocking and rolling here. Victor, what's going on?
Hey, thanks for taking my call.
Ain't not too much, man.
Yeah, man. So I listened to some recent debates. The one thing I learned from debates is make sure your personal life is not close to the debate topic. When it is, then it is fair game. The first one is Nikki Haley in that last Republican debate. Talking about, don't bring my daughter into this. First off, Vivek Ramaswamy didn't say anything malicious to your daughter. He never personally attacked the daughter. She brought up TikTok, talking about why Vivek is doing TikTok. Yet your daughter, her daughter was is on TikTok. She should have never brought up TikTok because she was close to that topic. She was personally close to that topic. She made her daughter fair game, and she didn't like that at all. What made it worse? She brought her daughter more into the debate by putting her on TV in that interview.
Yep.
How messed up is that?
Crazy.
Yeah. The second one is your boy Destiny. And for people who know about the situation with Destiny, I'm not going to repeat it because I think it is messed up with Destiny, and I do feel for him. Recently, he was on the Whatever podcast when he was debating this person named Trent Horn and another person named Leela Rose. The topic of the debate is sex work bad for society? Within that debate, it went into talking about consent, sexual consent. The bad thing about Destiny, that with his situation, his situation was so close to the debate topic, he should have never did that debate. Throughout the debate, he saw people on the live chat bringing up his situation. Somebody dropped almost $300 for whatever computer to read what was said about his situation.
Yikes!
They were very disrespectful to Destiny. What made it worse is what Destiny did in the debate. The debate was one point that the debate got so heated that he went and attacked Leela Rose and Trent Horn, saying that, well, you're religious, and religious people don't understand consent. After that, Trent Horn, which I listen to Trent Horn doesn't hit below the belt,
right?
But he does get spicy at times. He came back and said, well, we do understand consent. You consented into this polyamorous relationship, and look where it got you.
Oh man, it's the truth. It's the truth. He's just saying what it is. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah. After that, I'm like, you should just shut the debate down. But they kept going. But they should have shut that debate down, because what Destiny's going through, he should have never touched that debate. And with Destiny, I hope he learned from that lesson. And I hope he learned that sex is more than just a consent. If you just think that it's just only consent, then that's the problem that he got himself into.
Right on. Yeah. Absolutely.
And, yeah. Thanks for taking my call.
Thanks for the call, man. Appreciate you.
All right. Bye.
Yeah, the whole thing with Destiny going, hey man, I don't wish anything on people like guys know Destiny. Destiny's like a real big YouTuber, streamer, etc. Big personality. He is going through, I guess you would say, a divorce. I think he was married to, like, he did all the wrong things. And speaking about, like, I don't speak on my personal situation like that. So if it's going to be a debate topic that I'm getting into that's close to my personal life, I have to understand that now I got to speak on it, or I'm going to avoid it. So, okay, you want to go there? Let's go there. Now it's about you, and it's fair game. You can't say, nah, let's not talk about it. Nah, look, what are we here for? We're talking about relationships and all that kind of stuff. Okay, let's talk about yours. Now, what are you going to do? It's a weird situation. So yeah, shout out to him. Hopefully he'll be able to get past what he's going through. Speaking about Destiny, hopefully he's able to get past what he's going through. Hopefully he's able to heal, and hopefully he could just learn from whatever happen just like all of us. You go through things and you got to learn. It is what it is. So, yeah, shout out Destiny. But that's pretty rough. That's pretty rough having to go through something like that and then get called out on it. But again, you volunteered to be part of a debate. Hey, Latina girl says the only Destiny I know is Destiny's Child. That's a good way to be. Shout out to you. 310, you don't learn who I'm speaking to.
Oh, good day, ABL. Wow, I haven't called in quite a while. It's been a long time, my brother. It's so good to see you on the TV today and seeing the crew at work. It's been a long time since the last time I talked to you, and a lot of things are going on, and getting older. But the world is getting crazier, man. And I tell you, I just talked to someone that's from Ukraine, and we was talking just in general. I'll be talking to a lot of young folks, and a guy was saying that that it's crazy that he got relatives in Ukraine. His father's still there, and he don't want to leave because that's his home. But he got quite a few people out of there. But he said, you know what? He said, we're wasting billions of dollars sitting over there. He said, it's worthless. You're going to get what they're going to get anyway. And so we just wasting money. I told him, he said, you know what? This whole thing is a big grift anyway. I told you that before, that there's a grift going on to the American people. We're paying for all these giveaways. We're giving away our freedom. We're giving away our country just wholeheartedly. I can't understand where we can go to. We got service members in New York getting kicked out the house to give to the illegals, and then we give them money on top of that, and we got to pay the bill. Come on, man. It's getting crazy out here. What's wrong with America today? How come we can't see that? How come the government can't see it? You want to know why? Because it's a big grift. It is a way of trying to overwhelm the government, our government right now, to collapse upon itself. That's part of that Klaus Piven routine that they're talking about, that Obama was talking about way back when. This is the fundamental change of our country. This is what they're talking about. The collapse to bring back a whole lot of immoral, disruptive stuff in our country. I look at the young people, because I'm almost 70 years old now, man. And, I'm looking at these people today that so disrespectful to their elders, and they be trying to, people be trying to show them the right way to go, but yet they think everybody is oppressing them. It's not oppression. It's your mindset. And the thing about it, that their mindset is so demented, it's crazy. How can they think the way they think? Is no logical point behind it. None. But you know what? The only thing I could do, my brother, is to continue to pray for our nation. I pray every day, man, for our people, that the people will wake up and rise up to the point in the spiritual sense that we can come against all of this here malarkey that's going on in our country today. Like I said, we got to be mindful of what's going on. Do not fall for the trap. I'm telling anybody that I come across that will listen, do not fall for this trap that they're trying to dismantle our country in such a sinister way. It's very sinister what's going on today, but people can really get behind a positiveness. They need to. Prepare yourself for the future. That's all I can say. Prepare yourself for the future. As we close out this year, this Christmas, and get ready for the next year, it's going to be crazy because they know that people are waking up. And I tell you, every time I talk to some of these young folks, I try to open their eyes, man, and let them know that, this is not what's really going on, my brother. So I just love your show, man. Love you, man. I'm a great supporter. So you know what? From the beginning, brother, me and my wife, we're here every Saturday as we can, cheering you on, man. And we love your messages that you come off. And, I'll be sharing it with my other people. So just letting you know, man, we love you out here in Georgia.
Right on, man.
Okay, my friend. All right, then. You be blessed. Okay, brother?
Thank you for the call. I appreciate you.
All right, then. You too, buddy. Bye-bye.
All right. Shout out to the caller. Great call. And shout out to you guys as well. I really appreciate y'all. If you like what you're hearing tonight, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. All right. You guys are great. Shout out to the chat. The chat is always fantastic. All right. Let me see here. Yeah. Shout out Ukraine. Look, whatever they got going on over there, they got to figure it out. They got to sort it out. I can't really do too much for them. You know, like one man said, Joe Davis Media Network, saying, hey, I'm going to try to find a Ukrainian family and put them on my taxes at this point. You know, like, what are we really doing? What do we got going on? They definitely going on my taxes, for sure. All right. And shout out to you guys. The number to call, 434-658-1220. There's also an email in the description to be right here, bottom left-hand corner of the screen. This is also a podcast you're listening to right now. It'll be available on your favorite audio streaming platforms, whether they be Google Play, Apple iTunes, Spotify, etc. Link for that will be in the description box, or just go to your favorite audio streaming platform and search ABL Live. I should pop right on up. And I thank y'all again for joining. Yeah, so, back to what I was saying about Destiny. Destiny is a very well-known streamer, and he had a very public divorce from his wife, who was a Swedish national, and they had an open polyamorous relationship. And people were trying to tell him before he got married and during his marriage, hey, man, that's not really going to work out. And then there was all kind of issues that popped up during the situation because they were like a public relationship. She was an influencer. She was going on podcasts. Without him, with him, it was a mess. And one thing that happened was when Abba from Abba and Preach, I'm not trying to say he did anything. Shout out to Abba. I've spoken to him before. He's a good dude. Like, I think that they did a video on me speaking about Abba and Preach, and then we were in the stream on Lead Attorney's channel, and we spoke to each other, and he's cool. Anyway, there was a time where for some reason Abba just happened to be in the house with Destiny and his wife, and then Destiny's wife and Abba started dancing with each other in the background, and Destiny's just in the front, just having this happen behind him like this. At that point, it was over. And I feel for the guy. It's like I don't wish that on anybody. I've not had that kind of thing happen where, you know, you with somebody and do something like, I've not had any kind of open relationship or anything like that. But I feel for him. I feel for what he's going through. But when you put her out there, you put yourself out there, you're going on podcasts and you're talking about it. I mean, now you got to always talk about it. So whenever I get with a young lady, you know, people talk about, I'm going to say this right quick. This is not relationship podcast, but I'm just saying, what I see a lot on social media, it's kind of weird. Young guys do this. I'm the OG at this point. I'm the unk. What we want to do as unks is not be in the pictures. So let's say you on a vacation with a young lady, y'all overseas, y'all wherever you at, and she's taking pictures and posting on Instagram and you're not in the pictures. People say that's a bad thing. That's a good thing. Don't put me in no pictures. Put the smiley face over my face and disguise my identity. I don't want anybody to know what I'm doing until like I'm jumping over the broom and getting married and having kids. And even at that point, I'm not going to be so public with my personal life. But just in the dating phase, I'm not, please. Don't show nothing. Don't tell nobody what I got going on. Nah, cover my face up all day long. The young guys want to get credit, but the unks, we want to just stay low. We want to stay out the way. That's how we are. Until, you know, you do the normie thing, marry, have kids, or the family, the righteous thing, which you should be doing. Okay. Until you do the right thing and have that kind of life. But if you are out here in these streets, you don't want to be all in the videos. You don't want to be so public with these random people that you're with. You don't want to do that. AKM says, I don't even want a girl who does selfies has an Instagram. Exactly. There you go. Yeah. I'm not trying to be all in the videos. I'm not trying to do no TikTok dances with you. I'm good. Because all you're going to do is invite a bunch of unnecessary drama into your life. Okay. I said something on Twitter. I was like, hey, if you're my friend and I see you cheating on your wife, I'm gonna put my hands on you. And it's not because of the act itself necessarily. It's because I know guys that are like that, and they're just the worst kind of people. I know people I have known, past tense, guys like that, and they're just bad people. And these kind of people will do things that they will betray you too. They will be the ones that set you up. They're dangerous people that don't really care about their home life. They still want to be in the street. These are dangerous people, and I got to get away from you. Now, if you are out here dating and you're not really doing the whole husband thing and the whole monogamous thing, that's whatever. But if you are telling your wife one thing and then doing something else, you a coward, and that cowardice is going to impact me if I'm your friend. So I'm going to get away from you. You can stay over there. I'm going to stay over here. All right. And I'm going to confront you when I see it. And if you're going to fight, then we fight. If I get beat up, then so what? It is what it is. Let's keep on going. All right, Scott Kohler, who am I speaking to?
Hello?
Yes, indeed.
Oh, hey, ABL, it's Danny. How's it going, mate?
It's all good, man. What's happening?
Yeah, really good, mate. Enjoying the show so far. Amazing show, mate.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Yeah, so I'll just quickly talk about the Boston mayor. Yeah, so I just find it hilarious how, people like her and was it Alexandria Cortez and all these others, it's like they hate white people so much they marry them. It's hilarious.
It's the funniest thing in the world.
Yeah, it's like it's all this hate and segregation and all of this stuff, but they always end up having them as partners and end up having their children and having a lovely family. It's mental.
Right. It's crazy. Crazy thing in the world.
Yeah, I don't know why she can't just admit, because she was coming up with an excuse about, it was the wrong email or it wasn't meant to go out to those people. It's like, look, just admit that you're racist, admit that you're not really fond of white people, and just, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I think people should be allowed to say what they want and do what they want and hang around what they want. It's like, just be open about it. I mean, I think everyone should be allowed to do what they want, but just don't moan when white people start doing it, if you know what I mean.
Right, exactly. That's the thing, because, okay, if we're going to have this party and it's okay and it's no big deal, then it has to be the same way for anybody else. It can't just be a one-sided situation.
Yeah, I mean, like, just again, it's fair, isn't it? I mean, or just be like a normal person and just invite every human being. You know what I mean? I mean, Jesus Christ, it's a bit too much to ask for nowadays, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah, can you imagine, getting that email and you didn't want to go anywhere? You'd have been like, oh no, I wasn't invited. So that's a shame, isn't it? Like, you got away with that one. And yeah, I agree with your take on Destiny. I mean, I do, I'm not a fan of the guy. I'm not a fan of his, political opinions and I guess and views on things. But I do feel for the guy. But at the same time, this is what kind of baffles me. You get married to someone but have an open marriage, but I thought a marriage was meant to be closed. I mean, I don't understand the whole thing of getting married if you're going to have an open relationship. I mean, what's the point of getting married if you're just going to both sleep around? It makes no sense to me.
It makes zero sense. I don't really understand. It's like, okay, if you want to stay single and just date, okay, that's one thing. You could do whatever you want, but marriage, the whole thing is the commitment, the monogamy is one-on-one. It doesn't make any sense to have a open marriage. So he did it, and now there's legal issues because I think she was a Swedish national. I'm not quite sure she had U.S. citizenship. So now we got a whole big bag of worms to dig out at this point.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah. So really, it's you can't like you can kind of like I don't know a lot about Destiny, but I know just a few things. But you can kind of see that coming, that whole thing of them getting a divorce. I mean, especially with, I mean, what kind of open marriage relationship, is long term? I mean, I don't think they're really designed to be long term, are they really?
Nah, like the only thing that could happen, I'm gonna say this, it might be kind of controversial. It can happen when the man is open, but let me explain. Like you have the polygamous things going on across different parts of the world, like with the Mormons, where they got a bunch of wives, but it's not like you could just go hook up. You got to have like an actual wife you take care of in the house. It's a whole different culture. But obviously, that's not what they were doing. They were just doing whatever with whoever, because Destiny, he's going both ways. She's doing whatever she wants to do. They were just having this kind of debaucherous lifestyle while at the same time married, which doesn't match.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a really good point. I noticed with cult leaders as well.
Yeah, right.
they always seem to have like 5 or 6 wives,
Right, exactly.
and for some reason the wives are happy. I don't know why. But,
right.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for tonight, Glenn. Great show, mate. Shout out to the chat. Yeah, enjoy your weekend, mate. Take care.
Thank you for the call, man. Appreciate you.
All right, see you, mate. Bye.
All right. Shout out to my man for the call. Most certainly appreciate him. And let's go. 773, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
ABL, it's your retired Chicago police officer friend. Thanks for taking my call. You know, ABL, there's no common sense in government anymore. That's just the bottom line. You know, the government lets local governments do all its dirty work. That's what they do. Only in Illinois could you take, a subpoena, a court subpoena, and send an email and then carry through with that court subpoena without verifying that the person even got the subpoena. I mean, this is why, and I've gone with these guys occasionally, to do subpoenas and to present a subpoena to somebody. That's why you have to put it in their hand. You have to know that they received it. And then there's paperwork to be filed that they received it. It's ridiculous, ABL. And as hyped up as I was last week about all the changes that are going on in Illinois as of January 1st, it's worth repeating a couple of these, that the other ones that I didn't tell you because there were so many of them. There's one where you talk about, electric cars. Now they have a law coming in January 1st that all new construction, homes and like apartment buildings, must have a charging station as part of the new construction. So if you build a new house, you have to have put a charging station in that home. That's part of the permits that you need to build a new house. If you build a high rise, it says that you need at least one charging station in each, for each unit. So if you have a condo that has 2 parking spots, one of those parking spots has to have a charging station. Can you imagine if you build a high rise and have 120 apartments, you need 120 charging stations for all those people under new construction? It's a ridiculous thing. Here's another one of those changes, ABL, for all new construction: multi-occupancy, gender-neutral restrooms must be installed in all private and public places. So if you have a private business, a coffee shop, you have to have not just a gender-neutral bathroom. It says multi-occupancy. I don't even know what that means. Multi-occupancy, that means you have a bunch of stalls and men and women can walk in there. See how the government allows the local government to do all their dirty work?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. You talk about your boating accident with your guns. Now Illinois is requiring by January 1st that all gun owners who have weapons that are now banned, they weren't banned when you bought them, but the ones that are now banned that you may own must be registered with the city come January 1st. Of course, that's failing for them because they've only gotten, I forget the number, ABL. It's something like, there's God knows how many gun owners in the city of Chicago, but only like a couple of thousand has registered their weapons that are now, banned weapons. So they want to know what weapons you have. So that's, they're doing all this under the guise of local law. And it doesn't matter if it violates your constitutional rights or not. The local law is going to do it. That's the same with, we're not going to dictate that you get vaxxed as a government. However, local businesses and local government is going to dictate that. So you can't be a nurse here in Illinois. You can't be a policeman here in Illinois. You can't be a fireman or garbage man unless you get vaxxed. Then you're out of there. I mean, same with restaurants. They show your vaccination card in New York and other places to go into a restaurant. They let local government handle their dirty work. I was going to say something else. I agree wholeheartedly with our 70-year-old friend. They really want to destroy and take down society. That's what they want to do, and they're on their way to doing that. I mean, it's a ridiculous thing. There was one other thing. I lost my chain of thought here, ABL. I apologize. They want to defund any library that removes controversial books. How do you like that? So it doesn't matter if those books are pornographic. Kids can get their hands on their books. The state wants to defund any library that removes controversial books. So who's the judge of that? And who gave them that authority? I mean, it's a sad situation what's going on in our country today, ABL. It really is. I mean, I'm glad that Luke Combs had some common sense, and he was classy about it, and he had a quick response. He knew that woman was not their target. Their target was these huge corporations that counterfeit his merchandise. I understand that. But for that to even happen and to put that woman through that, I mean, it's just ridiculous. It would have been enough to send her a threatening letter to cease and desist what you're doing. Simple as that. So anyway, ABL, that's my 2 cents. Great show, and I'll talk to you later.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate you.
Thanks, ABL.
All right, great call. And that will be a wrap for me. So shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for joining. If you could not get on tonight, it's not my fault, Blended White Man, but I'll be back live again on Wednesday of this coming week. Same bat time, same bat place from 8 p.m. to right around right now, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And again, this is a podcast you're listening to. You can hear it on your favorite audio streaming platform, whether that be Google Play, Spotify, Apple, iTunes, etc. Link for that will be in the description, or just go to your favorite audio streaming platform and search ABL Live. I should pop right on up. So that will be a wrap for me. Shout out to you guys for watching, retweeting, super chatting, whatever you're doing. I could not do this show without you. So thank you. And I have some super chats here. I'll read those right quick. Then I wrap it on up, put the bow clean on top. Thank you to Mary G, who says, what do you think about Christian Keys coming out? Now, I saw some of that about Christian Keys saying that powerful men in Hollywood might have been sexually harassing them for years, but did he name names? I didn't watch the entire thing, but people were saying that it could be Tyler Perry, it could be other people, but I don't know if he said any names. So I have to watch it again. But I'm not surprised. I mean, everybody knows that at a certain point, Hollywood, you had a casting couch, and the casting couch is not just for women. And it's to the point now where I would say that the casting couch is for men, mostly men that want other men. But hey, these are allegations. So allegedly. Thank you to Ron Henderson, who says, get back to the fundamental moral standards in all of our lives. Right on, 100%. Thank you to who says, hey, ABL, can you talk about the movie Leave the World Behind? Yeah, I'm out of time now, but basically that movie, it had all the makings of a movie that could be good, but it wasn't. It was just kind of a slog, a lot of dialogue, not much action. I just had the woke elements in there that kind of distracted me. I didn't like it. What it was is like a kind of a turn and burn Netflix type situation. And I was trying to watch it from an unbiased perspective. I'm not a big fan of the Obamas. You know, this is the Obama's first produced movie on Netflix, Leave the World Behind. I tried to watch it from that perspective, but there were so many things in the movie. You got product placement, Apple Compute, but not Apple, pardon me. They covered the Apple logo, but they had Starbucks in there. Then they kept talking about Friends, the actual TV show, over and over. And then it was the whole black-white thing. But, okay, can I get a movie, though? Can I get a movie? Rather than focusing on things that don't matter, focus on what does matter, the movie. It had the elements of a movie that could be good, but it was not good. It reminded me of watching Selma, an Ava DuVernay movie, I believe. It was like watching the TV movie. She had all the pieces needed. Okay, you get MLK's story. That's easy to make a movie about. You have David Oyelowo. You got Oprah, Common, all these people. Okay, you got a budget. You have all that you need, but it wound up being just a mediocre movie at best. Mediocre at best. Same thing with this movie. Mediocre at best. I wasn't really impressed. I didn't like it. It was distracting, and it really didn't get to the action. I wanted more action. And I know that maybe it wasn't the goal of the movie, but it should have been, in my opinion. You got Mahershala Ali, you got Julia Roberts, you got Kevin Bacon, you got all these people. Okay, let's make something happen. But that didn't really go off. But some of you guys liked it. I was reading the comments. Some of you guys liked it, and that's fine. But it wasn't my cup of tea, personally. It wasn't my cup of tea. Okay, I've seen better. And you know what? Here's the thing. I like apocalyptic, end of the world, Civil War. I like movies like that. Put it right into my veins. I love those movies, but this wasn't that. I rather would play Last of Us, the video game, 1,000,000 times over than watch that movie. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, man, that's kind of unfair. Last of Us is one of the best games of all time. But anyway, shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for joining. I'll be back again, same bat time, same bat place on Wednesday, 8 p.m. to right around right now, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm here every single day putting out pre-recorded videos. What do I have coming out tomorrow? I got some videos already recorded for tomorrow. I recorded a video talking about the staffer, banana in the tailpipe. And then I got a video talking about what else? The mother of the 6-year-old boy who shot his teacher at school. Luckily, she didn't get deleted. She just got injured. And then also the thing about CNN's inflammatory article about not Bank of America, Navy Federal Credit Union, talking about the racial disparities, but it didn't have all the information. That's the funniest thing in the world. So before I close here, CNN wrote an article about Navy Federal Credit Union talking about the racial disparity between black lenders and white lenders, saying that black lenders were approved only 48% of the time for conventional home loans compared to 77% of white borrowers who were approved for conventional, meaning 20% or above home loans. They did not do anything about FHA, which is a more accessible home loans, because all you got to have 3.5%. They did not have anybody's credit score. They didn't really have much. It's like, how are you going to write an article like this, basically accusing them, without accusing them, of being racist? How are you going to write this article without all the information? This is dumb. But I did a video on all those things. Y'all will see them coming up tomorrow. So until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out, and peace.